wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. It is Monday, and that means it is time for Monday Night Rollins.
Raw.
And
is it? I feel like there's nothing happening. So
like an NFC game, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cowboys. That's also happening, and we're going to be watching both. So if you guys like football, we will be telling you what's happening over there a little bit, but not a lot. Mostly the wrestling.
Right.
Mostly.
But there's nothing happening on wrestling anyways, so.
Walter's
in the chat. Hey, Walter, he was in the chat. He said good matches for Raw. I don't know, Walter. I guess we'll find out because they didn't say anything. And then he also said he won't be here till 9:05.
Boom.
Chris says, Chris is in the chat, says Cowboys versus Bucks tonight in NFL. Boo, Cowgirls! I will say this, though, even though I'm from Houston, I can appreciate the 90s Cowboys, okay?
Yeah.
When they were okay, right? And did all right. When their owner didn't, demand that they do everything his way.
Alvin Harper. Troy Aikman.
Did a little bit better.
Michael Irvin.
Sophie's in the chat. Film's in the chat. Cody is in the chat. Hey, guys. How's it going tonight?
Hey, good to see you in
Sophie
here.
says, hi, people. Oh, tonight, the 6-way elimination match. Winner faces Austin for the United States Championship. Looks like we got Miz, Dolph, Seth, Bobby.
Is it a 6-pack challenge?
What's his face?
6-way.
Finn and Corbin. Got him. And the Usos are
what'd I
starting it
say?
out as Travis predicted about 20 minutes ago before we started our show tonight. Film says hello, Miss T and Travis. Big hugs, big heart. Hey, Film, how's it going? How was your weekend? Cody says, hey, sorry, it's been a minute. Have the flu, just now getting over it. Ugh,
Nobody likes to be sick.
Sick and gross.
Sick, man. So sick.
Sophie's like, did you hear Vince is almost back and fully charged of everything in WWE again? No.
The prodigal son has returned? No, I haven't heard anything.
Harley,
But we will see. And if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It's none of our business.
Yep. Harley says, happy Monday, everyone. Hey, happy Monday, Harley. Hope you guys had a good weekend. So it says it'll be interesting to see how many fans the WWE will lose if Vince comes back fully in charge.
None.
About as many as they lost when he left.
Well, their stock went up like 10%, and their value goes up. So when Vince is around, he's the money guy.
Yeah.
So I would assume the fans will storm back in.
Daz is in the chat too. Hey, Daz says, who do you think will kick off tonight? Well, right now we got the Usos.
I figured it'd be the Usos. I don't know if they're actually going to wrestle.
Well, he figured that they'd be in the back beating somebody up, though. So we'll see how that works out. Film says, I'm glad it's Raw here to watch it with you guys. Cody says, do you think with the blue lighting and the Rumble poster, does that mean The Rock will be there?
No.
Not necessarily. I think it was just how they designed it and where it's being held at, kind of thing.
San Antonio and the blue light special.
Sure. So Sophie says, did Travis get any birthday gifts this past weekend besides spending time with his kid?
Did I?
Did you get birthdays?
I think my sister gave
Your
me
sister
something.
got you some stuff.
I got some tie-down straps.
Some tie-down straps. Manly things. Some tie-down
cords.
straps and bungee cords. Manly things. He got a cake. I made him a cake. And dinner.
The bloodline is now in your city.
Not sure what that means.
It just means acknowledge me.
Cody says, who do you think will turn on who for Sammy or the Bloodline?
I feel like the bloodline will turn on Sammy.
Yeah. Ow. John Sutton in the chat. Hey, John says, does a kid die from something while persons in ridiculous social ideology with socially acceptable wife later in this movie? What?
Yes.
The answer is sure. Dad says, could Shawn Michaels be in the Rumble?
He could be. Will he be? No.
Will he instigate himself in it?
I don't think so.
John says, hey.
Hey, John.
Chris says, WWE and Joe, Ohio. Some stuff with Bliss going to happen because in home state.
Yeah, well, not to mention she has a match in 2 weeks for the Women's Championship.
Definitely. We'll see how that comes about. Since we have no idea what happened last week, considering
They're
what we
doing.
did.
They're going to do an acknowledgement ceremony. Every generation.
Of Roman Reigns?
Every generation of the Bloodline.
Huh.
I don't know if that's tonight, but...
Huh.
Because they the twos. That match happening right now. Judgment Day, huh?
Interesting. Alrighty then.
20-minute match.
Sophie says it sounds... Maybe. It sounds like they are going to split the tag and world championships before Mania.
Get it done.
At least
Couldn't
the
complain.
tag championships. If we can go by what Adam Pearce has been saying, right? He's been kind of making comments here and there for it, so...
Postman Pierce.
Let's see. Cody says, what's going on with Bliss? Do you like how she switches into matches when she looks at the screen, or do you think it's stupid?
I'm not a fan of that character.
As long as she's not the weird little girl character, I'm fine with her being an asshole. But if she's going to be the little girl character, I think it doesn't help her at all.
No, it cripples her.
Chris says Usos always embarrass the family every single week. Chris also says Yokozuna will not be there. Why not?
I'm your mommy.
Ooh, straight for you. Harley says the announcement ceremony will happen on the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
Next week or whatever.
Yep, next Monday.
Should be a good
7 days
one.
from now. Chris says Judgment Day about to come face to face with Usos. Yeah, they are. They're coming face to face.
Judgment Day getting in there like they're all tough.
Chris says Ella would have been better as the little girl character had it not been Bliss. I think they shouldn't have that character at all, personally. I think it's dumb.
I kind of wish they would have done the Sister Abigail thing when Bray Wyatt was Bray Wyatt, like he was on Friday, when they first came up.
Right.
And then had Sister Abigail and had her some backwoods, trashy redneck. Mm-hmm. And it would have worked. But it would have had to be a really cute one. And I always thought it should be Bliss back then. Mm-hmm. But they missed that boat. And then they tried to, like, catch the boat, but the boat had already sailed. And so it just crashed.
And how they did it was weird.
Well, they tried to do it through the Funhouse thing.
Yeah.
There it is, bringing that title back permanently to Monday night.
Luke's in the chat. Hey, Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Says hi to Letha and Trav. Hey, my man.
Woo!
How's things
Good
going?
to see you in here, balls.
Robert is also in the chat. Says, hey, wrestling buddies. I'm off now. It's wrestling time. It is. It is. Wrestling and NFL time.
Why not?
Why are we not knocking on doors?
Because prison changed him.
Oh, God.
Dum Dum.
Dom Dom? Maybe it's Dom Dom.
Sounds like Dum Dum.
Yum Yum Dom Dom Gum Gum. Sorry.
This fear. Jimmy's scared. They spent way more time in jail than you have, buddy.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure one of them knows exactly what prison is. Did he mean the track record of how long he's been in prison before? I'm just
right?
Cody says, do you think Kevin should win the title and then have Sammy versus Kevin for the WWE belt?
No.
Chris says, I think Scarlett been Abigail and Cross and Bliss Wyatt 6. Interesting. Robert says, oh yeah, NFL time too. That's right. Yeah.
I say it all the time. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
Oh, God.
look at Jimmy's face, man.
I tried not to laugh. Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. This is dumb as fuck. Rawr.
Oh, he doesn't know exactly what he's trying to say.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. You might not want to be talking to homeboy like that.
Oh. Solo will kick your ass. Hand you back to Mammy in pieces, buddy. Luke says, I'm just popping him while Jade naps, which is what I want to be doing. LOL. Can you not nap while she's napping? Jacob had jeans in the chat. Hey, Jacob says, hey fam, long time no see. Yeah, it's been a minute. Hopefully you had some good holidays. Good to see you back. Chris says, no, Dom smells what the great one is cooking. Right. Jacob says, delete that. I met a baseball player yesterday. Oh, a baseball player. Nice.
Hit her with the spike. Oh, Dom hit it from side.
Cody says, do you ever think Dom will be a face again? I'm
no.
hoping his ass gets whooped by his daddy. And I mean, like, whooped as in, like, his dad literally takes him in the corner and spanks his ass. And then he has to go home to mommy, his real mom, and cries and never comes back ever again. So, no, I don't think he should be a face or anything. Just gone.
But if he does stick around, yes, everybody goes back and forth. Ollie!
Oh, boy.
Well, we knew Ollie and him were going to have a match, so.
Right. Vindicator says, so if I look up and see Dalitha in a red hoodie and Travis in a BBS cap and Leopold licking things, it must be Monday night. Must be. Usually try to wear the color of the day, right? Chris says, I think it's because even though we don't like Priest, we would like to see Priest versus Roman. Yeah? Is that what you like it?
I mean, no, why not? I mean, Priest has got the size and the speed, athleticism to compete with him.
Luke says, I have to get chores and errands done when I can, LOL. That's true, but sleep is something you should be getting as well. You'll be useless to everybody if you don't. Wags is in the chat. Hey, Wags. Says, hi all, I never been in here. Who's your Rumble winners from you guys? Since I have absolutely no idea who may or may not be in the Rumble.
Well, that's the
Cody
point.
Rhodes for the men, I guess.
Yeah, I would definitely go with Cody, and then Rhea for the women would be my.
Ooh, yeah, that might be one. Yeah. Okay. Sophie says, I'm guessing next week we are going to see matches that we won't see at the pay-per-view.
Right.
Probably.
30th anniversary.
Chris says Solo.
Are we going to see Vince?
Ooh, right. Chris says Solo with a Nigerian nail, a.k.a. the Samoan Spike. Sophie says, it is weird that we are seeing Judgment Day versus the Bloodline next Monday instead of at the Rumble.
Hey, if you're new, make sure you're subscribing, by the way, too.
Yeah, Jacob says, I sent on IG, and where's Leopold? Okay, I'll take a look. And Leopold's right in my lap. Vindicator says, I despise chores. Never got any allowance for them either.
Me neither.
Cody says, Cody or Bray, I'm sure he will be in it after his match with LA Knight.
Yeah, put him back in it. Well, if he comes out number 30 or something, then yeah.
Right.
Maybe they'll bring out Happy Duty or whatever. Uncle Happy.
Uncle Howdy's.
Bring out some Bo Dallas, if that's who it is.
Maybe. I don't know. I
just feel like if the Rumble goes on last, then it's going to be somebody big. But if it doesn't go on last, if they do the Roman match last, then The Rock will probably come out.
Right.
Which I don't want to see. But I don't see The Rock in the Rumble. But I could see him come down in the Rumble, not in the Rumble match. With Roman Reigns.
Right. Let's see. Wags says, do you guys think Rock comes to Rumble? No.
Like I said, that's what I was just saying.
I personally don't think so.
He's not going to be in the Rumble, but he could. It depends on when the Roman Reigns wrestles. If he wrestles after the Royal Rumble match, then there's a huge possibility. But I would think that he would wrestle first, like start the show, and then the Rumble in the show.
Right.
But it would be better to have the women's Rumble match first, and then end it with the men's Rumble match.
Right.
But they are going to do that heavyweight championship match in there, aren't they? Who's he wrestling?
Who?
Roman.
Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. So he is wrestling. So it's either going to be a mid-card match or the main event. And if it's the main event, we could definitely see The Rock show up. It just seems weird if they go that route. I just feel like it's too early.
Yeah. Sophie says, how was everyone's birthday weekend?
It's good.
Jacob says, can you show Leopold? I will here in a minute. Daz, he's sleeping in my lap. Daz says, if Ravi comes in, chat, please let him know. I liked his other channel at Jamie's video for tomorrow. Okay, Daz, I will try to remember that. And he may or may not be here because I know that he's been working some weird stuff. And so he might be sleeping. Sophie says, but there are years where people that compete before the Rumble don't appear in the Rumble match.
Right.
Sophie says, it'll be interesting where they put the Roman match on the Rumble card.
Exactly. It really does come down to that also.
Wag says, who's the surprise entrance, the top 4?
Yeah, you know, I feel like we're not going to get a lot. I feel like we'd get more in the women's, maybe like a Trish Stratus or, you know, like a veteran like that. But I don't feel like we're going to get any huge returns. Like Chelsea Green is going to maybe be in there, would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like we're going to get somebody that's just going to be like, oh my God, they're here, you know. I don't even know who that person would be anymore.
I don't know.
Like a Tyra Valkyrie or something.
Maybe.
Maybe somebody in the men's from like the NWA former world champion. I can't even remember his name right offhand, but somebody like that could show up, surprise us a little bit.
Right. Daz says, hey, Jacob, how are you doing today? Film says, let's go solo. Chris says, Mr. Kennedy. Jacob says, Daz, I am good. And Jacob guesses Johnny Knoxville to be one of them.
That would be awesome, right?
Wag says, you think Edge arrives?
Yeah. I would assume Edge is going to be there. It's time to pick up that feud.
For him to be back?
Well, it's just time to pick that feud back up.
Chris says maybe Dragon Lee and Rumble, but he was going to NXT, I think. Sophie says, we already have 4 matches at the Rumble. I feel like the Bray LA Knight match could take place after the Women's Rumble.
Right. That's how I would do it. I would try to bookend the Rumble matches.
Start with the women.
And then just put the men's.
The men.
Mm-hmm. But with Roman wrestling in there, you might not want to do that. I don't know. I feel like you'd put the Roman match first, unless The Rock's coming out.
Right. Jacob says Zack Ryder possibly.
Woo woo woo.
Chris says I'm sure Eric Young in Rumble and Sanity. Jacob says when's Gable Steve's son debuting?
I feel like he's lost all of his steam. I don't even know if people are excited about him anymore.
They showed him with Kurt
Angle a month ago
on his birthday or
that celebration.
Whatever celebration
he was
they did
in the
for
back,
him.
And there was just nothing.
It wasn't a really good pop for him. Sif says, I'm guessing we won't get Edge versus Finn at the Rumble. If we did, they would have announced it by now.
Oh, yeah. They would have already built some stuff up to it. That's why I feel like it's probably going to be at the, whatever the Cage one is in February on the 18th.
Chris says, I want the masterpiece Chris Masters to return at the Rumble.
How's he looking? He's still looking like he used to when he was in his 20s. He's like a bodybuilder.
Wags says, I wish Brood versus Judgment Day, what you say, and add Rhea and Beth in the mix.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be a part of it because that's what they set it up for. What was that, though? Survivor Series when that happened?
I don't remember.
Feels like it was forever ago.
Pickle is in the chat, though. Hey, Pickle says, okay, Cowgirls 3 and out. Wags says, I'm hearing Nature Boy will be in the Rumble.
Oh, Jesus. No, you didn't. But that's funny. Woo!
As he dies.
Flair's last match. Oh, here comes
Dead,
Kevin.
Right in the thing. Daz says, do you think Goldberg could be a surprise at the Rumble? I just don't know what it would accomplish.
I would say yes if the Saudi Arabia show was shortly after.
Right.
So they could set up something for that. And they still could. They could still bring him in. And he could eliminate 5-6 guys and then get eliminated by somebody that he partners with to throw people out with. And they could start a little bit of a feud there for Saudi Arabia. But when do they go into Saudi Arabia? Are they going to do that in March? Or are they going to do that after Mania? Because I feel like that's very important.
Right.
To know when that's happening. Did Ali just beat Solo?
Is he going to beat him with
1,
that garbage?
2, and 3. No! Solo kicks out. I didn't think he was going to win, but...
He thought he was going to get him with that distraction from Kevin.
Get him with that spike, Solo.
Sophie says, I read a report somewhere whoever does buy the WWE pay-per-views would like the old days before the WWE Network was a thing.
Yeah, it'll
like
go
we
back
have
up.
to pay $50 every month.
$50-$60 every single month. If they, I feel like that's gonna happen. That's it. So they started that match in the break, so I have no idea how long it lasted.
Well, the breaks are usually, about 3 minutes? Chris says, yeah, no one cares about Gable because in NXT they have the Creed Bros. They are awesome. They are Diamond Mine. They are basically like Kurt Angle.
Ah.
Okay. Piccolo says, hey
Good
there,
stuff.
Game of Gabs. How's your holiday been so far?
Good.
It was a nice day off. Austin Garrett, Dwayne 95 in the chat says woo woo, and Wag
Woo,
says
woo,
I had to
woo.
get the woos in. LOL. Sophie says, do you think Stone Cold Steve Austin will appear in the Rumble?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Piccolo says, wait, we deep in this chat for a random Raw?
But I do feel like he is going to be there next week. Stone
Right.
Cold. They haven't advertised him or anything, but I feel like 30th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a big deal. Will he be there in 20 years?
Chris says, I'm sure Shotzi will have a return at Rumble.
Yeah.
They're going to have to scrape some women out, right?
There's going to be a lot of girls like that at the Rumble.
Yes.
I just wasn't looking at those as the ones that are like, oh my, like Cody at Mania last year, right? Like,
Right.
There's none that level.
I mean, that's what it's going to be like. Who's
Except for
gonna get
Cody
that
at the
pop?
Rumble.
Right? Piccolo says, so Penitentiary Gang War first started? Yeah. The Usos came down and started the show. Sophie says, it will be interesting how many fans will buy every WWE pay-per-view if the WWE does it the old school way. I think the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view is happening in May.
Right. I have a feeling if they do go to pay-per-views like that again, which they're kind of against, they would, that would be 4 a year. I don't think they're going to have 12 a year or more.
One every month like the UFC. People will pick and choose. I would like to pick and choose. Sorry, we will not be doing this one because we're poor.
There's always opportunity. You can always buy them for people and then give them away. And then that brings in more subscribers and stuff. So there's always opportunity. There's always silver linings.
Pickle's like, did Dom have a shiv in his sock?
He could have.
He could have.
He was in there with some pretty bad
or he
cellmates.
keistered it, one or the other.
Old Bobby.
Oh, Bobby. Doesn't change a damn thing, he says. There's only one Almighty. Elimination style. Ooh, 5 of them.
Is it elimination style?
If it's elimination style. It sounded like
Well,
it was.
they made it out like it was a 6-way, just a normal match.
Oh. Wags says Shane and Rumble one last time for WWE McMahon in match unless Vinnie Mac versus Tony Khan winner takes all companies.
Shit. I'd love to see Shane. That would be the pop that I would go crazy for.
If Shane
Oh,
stepped
yeah.
in.
But I've always liked Shane. And then that would set up a Mania match.
Mm-hmm. Chris says, I want Sonya to win the Rumble, but I think she is in the title match at Rumble versus Charlotte. Is she? Sounded like she was trying to get a Rumble part just so she could maybe get a chance back at that.
Right. Look who it is.
Is that
On
really?
the football game. It was Hulk Hogan.
Was that really him?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
John Daly. That's funny.
Warren Sapp. And
Oh,
Derek
big Warren
Brooks
Sapp.
out there.
Derek Brooks and
Wow.
both of them played for the championship team there in Tampa Bay.
Sophie says, do you think Orton will make a return at the Rumble? No.
No, I don't think he's going to make a return at all. It's starting to look very, very gray if you're a Randy Orton fan. Not black yet, but definitely
that poor
gray.
Man. That just sucks.
When you're getting fusions in your spine...
In your spine, like your lower back spine. Not like your upper neck spine.
Well, both of them are bad.
All of it's bad, but still. Like, if you're getting fusions, that means there's more damage being done than what they can fix. And that just basically means that if you got hit just the wrong way, bad things can really happen. And no matter how careful these guys are, guys, it is for entertainment, but they also have to be athletic and be able to do their jobs. And when you have somebody who you have to be careful with at all times, some people forget and their emotions take a handle on it. I mean, we've seen it happen with Braun Strowman does it. He will literally get too active in what he's doing and hurt people.
On accident.
I mean, he's not meaning to hurt them, but he has hurt people. And he just gets very into what he's doing, and your emotions take over, and you're not thinking, and you aren't putting that person's safety in the front of your mind. All you're thinking about is what's going to look great for all the people out there and all that stuff. So it's one of those things where you have to just be, you're going to have to weigh the odds for him in a lot of ways. Wag says my top 4 pay-per-view: Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That sounds close to your list.
It's very close. I take Survivor Series out, although I like what they did this year. Mm-hmm. If they do that again, I'm in.
Yeah.
War game stuff, all in. But my 4th is Money in the Bank.
Pico says Shane O'Mac was embarrassing last year.
I don't even remember him in it, so yeah, absolutely.
Wag says, I agree. I'd say, holy shit, if Shane came back. Sophie says, wow, it sounds like they are going to have another number 1 contenders type of match to main event Raw for the 2nd week in a row.
Would the main event be on? Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. So you're saying that 6-pack's going to be the main event tonight. You know, it takes that last hour and it makes it go quick. Yeah. So please, every week, gauntlet matches in that last hour.
Do it.
Iron Man matches, whatever you got to do to make that last hour.
Like, go by, make it happen.
Commercial-free gauntlet match. Right. Let's go.
Sophie says, I could see Orton make an appearance at some point. Nobody's saying that he couldn't make an appearance. The problem if it is I don't think that he could ever be, like, a very, like...
He's not going to be what he was.
Yeah.
And, you know, the crazy part about it, getting your fuse, you know, put together back there, your spine fusion, is his move that he does. His finisher is landing on your ass.
Yeah. That's probably what did all the damage after a long period of time.
He's also very lengthy.
He is.
Tall people have back problems, knee problems.
Hey. Just kidding.
You freaks.
Freaks. Sophie says, do you think Riddle will show up? Unfortunately.
Oh, you know what? There's somebody I had forgot about. Riddle could definitely show up.
Well, as long as he,
he was at those AVN awards. Did you? I mean, obviously, you guys probably aren't watching those. I didn't watch them either. I just read that he was there. The AVN awards, those porn awards. He was there with his girlfriend because she's a porn star or whatever.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's not surprising. Wag says, here's laugh, CM Punk and Rumble for old times laugh. I don't know. There's some people that would like to see that happen.
Who is it?
CM Punk in the Rumble.
I do have a feeling he's coming back, but not to WWE.
Chris says, I wonder if we will see Val Venus because next week as Raw is 30th. Triple X,
right?
Pickle says, so last Friday I watched that women's street fight and there was that major Willow botch on Anna Jay. Was that
Willow Nightingale that did that? I wasn't sure if that was her or...
Yeah, we watched that move and the botch that happened, so we didn't know if... and I didn't know who it was in the fight because they never say that when they do their little crap on Instagram and shit. They never say, in this match of Willow versus whoever versus Anna Jay. They're just like, I hope Anna Jay is okay. It's like, who the fuck did it to her?
Right.
Like, put the other goddamn wrestler in there, you dumb assholes.
Yeah, I just hope she's okay. As you guys know, obviously, she's my favorite wrestler over on that channel.
Anna Jay.
You got Anna Jay and, Jay Cargill's kind of moved in front of her, but...
Right. Sophie says, did you hear Vince is giving suggestions to Triple H and other departments? Yeah.
It's fine, he should.
They said it a couple of times. Pico says on Twitter threw a fit about her missing the entire table and Anna Jay hit straight concrete.
Yeah, she hit the concrete and Willow barely hit that. Her tailbone hit the table. That table was in a bad spot.
Yeah, whoever set up that table did a very shitty job.
That's the problem, is the table set up. And it was probably Anna Jay that set it up. That's usually how those work. The spots, like, you set it up and you go through it.
Right. Or it was already there and they just had it too close. What happened was it was too fucking close to the stage.
In fact.
For her to jump out like she did, it was just too close to the stage. That's all there was. Instead of just kind of coming out and down, she didn't. She jumped out. Willow's a big girl. Not like big, but she's kind of strong.
Right.
And Anna Jay's a little bit lighter, so she can kind of manhandle her around. So she literally took a flying leap off the fucking stage to do that move.
Right. And somebody might have thought, hey, she's not going to jump. She's
just
going to fall.
going to just step out and fall down. She didn't. She fucking jumped.
And then,
like you're supposed to do.
If anything, set up 2 tables.
Yeah, or something, right? Jesus, yeah, that was kind of fucking scary. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything if anybody's broken, hurt, or if everybody's okay. Sophie says, will Raw never go back to 2 hours or make it to a 2.5-hour show at some point? Yeah, who knows, Sophie? They could change it tomorrow.
No, they can't. But USA's not changing it.
I'm just saying they could change it for
next year. So in 24 or fall of 23. No, it'd be fall of 24, maybe. But I doubt it. I doubt that any company is going to shorten it.
Right.
Unless they buy the company.
Yeah.
If they buy the company, they might shorten it. But they're still losing out. Why not? Why not move SmackDown to 3 hours?
Wag says, I think the tag title shall be old school tag team turmoil. Winner takes each belt, then have Drew Sheamus win. Yeah.
I like that.
I'm good with them separating them. Roads to the Royal Rumble.
His return. What the fuck?
Thanks for telling us.
Why can't we have surprises?
We have it as a surprise, but that's fucking awesome.
So now everybody's going to be waiting. So if he comes out at 30, there's no surprise at 30.
Actually, absolutely fucking none. What a dumb fucking thing to do. Pico says, when is this Raw 3000? I think that one you're talking about, Pico, is next Monday. The 30th one. Sophie says, at least the football season is almost over. Wags is like,
there.
Scissor me, Daddy Q. Sophie says, Raw is almost hitting 3,000 episodes at this point.
Yeah, I don't know how many episodes they are.
You meant the actual
50 times 30.
When is the 3,000 Raw? I don't know.
I don't think they're getting close to 3,000. 50 times 30 is what, 1,500? 20.
I have no idea how many they have. Wag says, how about Jeff Hardy one last WWE run for tag team to help Edge? That boy's in a lot of trouble. So.
Yeah, I thought it was 1,500, but it's like 1,560. So that's not even close to, right? There's 52 episodes a year.
Yeah.
30 years. That's 1,500 episodes.
I don't know how almost, but that's all right. Sophie says, do you think we are going to see Edge and Beth versus Rhea and Finn at Elimination Chamber or Mania?
Possibly. Yes. Mania makes a lot more sense for Beth and for the Edge feud.
Wag says,
and plus their contracts run out at that time. Edge's contract runs out
right
early this year.
Wag says, your thoughts on another draft? Ooh, he doesn't want to be bothered. Wag says, your thoughts on another draft?
Yeah, it'll happen right after Mania. I don't think they'll do it the Monday after Mania, but I believe it'll be like that month after Mania. Change things up a little bit. Let's get it done.
Huh, okay.
What is it? A tune-up.
Uh-huh.
Good luck on that. So he's going to fight Bobby tonight? I thought there was a big gauntlet match. Or is he talking about Omos?
I don't know who he's talking about with the Royal Rumble winner.
Well, he said that his guy's going to win the Royal Rumble, so that would be Omos,
so
right? Because Bobby's not his guy.
No.
So it's either Sheldon Benjamin,
Cedric,
however you say it, Alexander, or Omos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Vindicator says, all these time filler video packages means Cody is winning the Rumble. Film says, Little Piccolo, what's up, friend? Big hugs, big heart. Sophie says, they spoiled that surprise. Wonder why they reveal it now. Vindicator's like, not a spoiler, just a future fact of life. Yeah.
It kind of, I mean, we knew it was going to happen.
We knew Cody was going to be there.
But wouldn't it be better if, like, while you're watching the Rumble, like, he doesn't come out, and then he comes out at 27 or something?
Right.
Now I feel like if he's number 30, it's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, we know Cody's coming, so there's one. So now we were watching it, and everyone's, is this Cody? No. Is this Cody? No. Is this Cody? Oh, Is this Cody? Is this Cody? There's Cody. you know?
Right.
Especially if it comes out 30.
Right, Wax said Cody will be 27, not 30, the lucky 27.
Right. That's obviously, I think 27
Chris.
also. But.
Yeah. Chris says, well, people were busy running their goddamn mouth spoiling Cody in the Rumble anyway, so it's not a surprise. I predict they would do this anyway. Could have still been a surprise, though. I mean, just because you see video packages of him coming back and stuff like that, the Royal Rumble is just a couple weeks away. In reality, they could have just been like, he's not ready yet. They could have fucking kept everybody in the dark for a while longer, for all we know.
Right. Or say, Cody return the Monday after Rumble.
Right?
And then people will be like, holy crap, Cody's going to be there Monday. He's not going to be in the Rumble. That's shit.
Right.
And then he comes out 30, and now the game's changed.
Vindicator says, I wish LA Knight could win the Rumble, but oh wait, he's locked up in a stupid, forgettable pitch dark match.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
So he says most of the legends that appeared in all 30 years of Raw are all part of AEW. Cameron Naylor's in the chat. Hey, Cameron says, will Bliss be on Monday Night Raw? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see her
She's supposed to be
tonight.
here tonight. Heidi in the chat says yes, and Wag says, Jeff, I met he was clean. I'm in Ohio and met him in Northeast Wrestling. Are you guys familiar with the brand?
No.
I'm not familiar
It doesn't
with it.
sound super familiar. There's a guy that comes in here, he used to come in here quite a bit, that was an independent wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And he was somewhere in that area.
I thought he was in New York.
Thor?
Yeah, he was in New York area. Vindicator says, watch and find out, Cameron. Sophie says, I'm surprised Stone Cold and The Rock aren't going to be part of their 30-year anniversary of Raw.
Could be.
We don't know. They could be. Chris
They haven't
says, no,
announced
Cody
anything.
will be one. Oh, God, Chris. Sophie says,
Oh,
at
Lord.
least they're not spoiling the numbers everybody getting like they have usually done in years past.
Well...
Or they could just do the polling and everybody's like, ooh, and you never know what number they are. They just have a number.
Yeah, I'd like to see them do the lottery, but they carry their lottery ball around with them, and they're like, yes, yes. Although it is kind of cool if they announce one number, right? Like, I'm number one.
And then they made a mistake and everybody gets a 1.
Everybody comes out in the first. They just fight.
No. Like, everybody gets a 1. And then they're like, oh, shit, we've messed up. Because all the balls in the lottery draft were 1s.
Oh, right.
That they made a mistake. That would be funny.
You have, what's his name do it? R-Truth. To do the lottery. And everybody's like, oh, shit. What number did you get? Dude, I can't tell you. No, seriously, I bet you mine's worse. I got 1. That would be a funny little build-up.
See, that would be pretty funny.
Street Profit time, baby!
Wag says, new buddies, aka family. You guys and I are on point with each message I've mentioned.
Well, good.
Thank
Yeah, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Sophie
It's
says,
fun. Makes the show funner.
Yes. Sophie says, I'd rather have not known Cody was coming at the Rumble. Exactly. We all want it to be a surprise.
A little
Cameron
bit.
says Bliss can be the become new Raw Women's Championship in the Royal Rumble
She
match.
sure could. Not in the match, but in her one-on-one match.
Chris says maybe LA Knight will be Kennedy in Rumble after Pitch Black match.
LA shows up.
Take him back to his past.
Kennedy!
Sophie says the WWE does often spoil surprises for the Rumble in years past. Vindicator says the only Rumble surprises will be 2 or 3 retired wrestlers that nobody from the 21st century will know or care about.
Right?
I will be included in that. Wag says, would you put Brock in the Rumble?
Personally, no. Because I feel like if Brock comes in, he has to be in there. The only way it'll work... Cowboys just scored a touchdown, by the way. The only way that'll work is if he gets in there and Gunther, Walter throws his ass out.
Gunter. Mm-hmm.
Not like physically, but like somehow gets him out like
Yep.
Drew McIntyre did.
It's Shelton and Cedric. I like that against the Street Profits.
Tag team.
Pickles says back in the day the ball turning machine was magic. Wags, we want the smoke. The old Street Profits. Sophie says out of all 6 guys in this match, I don't know who wins. That would be a better opponent for Theory.
Right.
I don't know.
So Tampa Bay is being held with a shutout right now. Holy crap, did he just miss that by a mile?
Extra point.
Is that block?
No, I don't think it was block. I think he just kicked it weird.
He's a professional
see.
kicker in the NFL.
They'll show it. Oh, I guess they're going to show the football.
The touchdown. It was a
actual
good throw.
touchdown thing.
Well, it was high, but
Yeah,
still
that was
worked.
way high. Jesus, he had to jump for it. It was a little bit wobbly.
Can you imagine missing an extra point?
Oh my God,
That's
they do
terrible.
it all the time now.
Anyways, we do have the Street Profits starting it out with Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business. That's what I'm going to call him. I know that's not what it said up there, but whatever.
They're just themselves.
Y'all know.
Shelton and Cedric. They're
One,
just Shelton and Cedric.
two. So it's got to be a Moss that Elias is wrestling like.
I have no idea who he's supposed to wrestle. Because Bobby's in a match.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So and then these two are now in a match. So that leaves a Moss. That's it. There's no one else.
Oh my God, that's a weird thing. Pickle
All right,
says,
here's
I don't
the
have
double
a clue
team
what
by
to
Sitter.
eat. Right, meow.
Right, meow.
I don't
Ooh.
know. What do you got?
Big right hand by Dawkins. Look at that tag. Ford wants some.
With a kick to the face.
Can you imagine these two going one-on-one? Boom! Cedric and Ford.
Sophie says, remember we got 2 Rumble matches.
Whoa!
Yeah, the women don't count.
Yeah, and there's going to be some pretty good women in the match and stuff. But.
Pickle says, just staring at this fridge. Yeah. Trey Schwills in the chat says, let's go Cowboys.
Let's get them, boys!
Sophie says Brock is on the Rumble poster. Wouldn't he always be on the Rumble poster? He's Brock.
He is a selling point.
Sophie says, how many football games are on tonight? 1.
Just the one, and that's it for the week. And then the winner goes on to play the Giants, I think. No, the Giants will probably play the Eagles. I think they're the lower seed.
I don't know.
So who else won on?
I have no idea.
Who beat the Vikings? Oh, that was okay.
The Giants.
I can't remember the other NFC team.
Wax.
Oh, the 49ers.
Oh,
the winner
yeah.
will go on to play the 49ers. There he is. MVP.
It's like, what he doing down here?
He's putting together the Hurt Business.
It's just
Bring
business.
it back. Well, you don't do your business
Just
during a match.
Business. Well, he's got to see if they're any good, right? Wag says, what's your WrestleMania dream matches? 3 of them.
In his, anybody or right now?
Like, for future stuff or as in past?
Like I wish I would have seen.
Sophie says, Shelton and Cedric, this is what their 3rd time reuniting them. Maybe.
I'm a little bit older, so I like the older guys. So, like a Hulk Hogan Undertaker match at WrestleMania would have been nice to see.
Right?
Although then the Undertaker wouldn't have had his undefeated streak, so it wouldn't have made a lot of
Would've been
sense.
sad. Luke's like the AFC has the most exciting lineup of games next week, and it's going to be electric. The Bills versus the Bengals and the Chiefs versus Jaguars. Let's go!
Those Jaguars are freaking good. And we've been here ever since we started.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I said it back then, right when they started winning. I was like, this kid's good. This team's getting really good.
Mm-hmm.
And now they haven't lost a game in, 6, 7 games now?
Yeah. Sophie says,
Trevor
wasn't
Lawrence.
Shelton teaming up with R-Truth before R-Truth got hurt? Yeah, not really.
I don't remember that, but maybe. But no, I mean, that wouldn't... This is the Hurt Business. We've already seen these guys. It makes sense for them to stay together.
Mm-hmm. Vindicator says, funny enough, when Travis was trying to pronounce Walter's new name, it reminded me that Gunner is actually positioned in football on the special teams.
Right. Yep.
And Piccola and Luke are giving you the Niners, which you came to that conclusion.
I did get there.
He did finally get there. And Sophie says Tony Khan must be happy with his football team. Once again, it's not Tony's team, it's his daddy's team, and I don't think Tony Khan gives a flying fuck.
Right.
Chris says, damn, not gonna lie, Montez looks like he got on the juice. Chris, did you see his wife? She got herself all muscled up and shredded for that competition that she did. And not only has Montez decided to lift weight, I'm guessing he went with her and was helping her, but have you seen Dawkins?
Dawkins is looking good, too.
He has lost so much weight. He's looking really good. Like, he is starting to look like somebody who you could go, yeah, he might actually kind of, get somewhere.
Yeah.
With what
Putting
he's
in
doing.
the work.
Even if he stays where he's at right now, he looks way better than he did when they first came on the scene as a tag team.
Right. Yeah, he's starting to look more like an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And Ford definitely looks like he's jacked up.
Yeah.
Starting to look like a linebacker.
Right?
When before he was a wide receiver.
Wags says future matches.
Right. Yeah. I have a hard time with this stuff. I mean, obviously, I would like to see the crossover matches that we all kind of want to see. But I don't know if they would be main event quality. I can just tell you matches that I'd like to see.
Yeah.
But
Dream matches that you'd like
I
to
know, and that's where I'm like, because I definitely want to see Walter wrestle somebody that's great. So like a Brock Lesnar would be good. And there's rumors of that happening, but the problem is he would lose.
Right.
Or should lose, because
Right.
Brock's still the guy, and you don't want Brock putting people over quite yet.
Right.
Unless you're planning on sending him away forever. And
Unless he's done.
I just don't know if they're
His
at that
retirement.
at that level. But like a Braun Breaker maybe in there with Walter, that would be fun.
Yeah.
At Mania in the future. I love Jinder Mahal. I just saw him up there. He looks so freaking good anymore. And now he's with that tag team down there.
Yeah.
That tag team, that group of 3 right there, could run roughshod on the main roster when they decide to bring them up. I just hope when they do it that they allow it to happen, something like the Shield style. Although none of them can talk, they might need a mouthpiece.
Yeah. Right. Let's see. Sophie says, why do I have a feeling that Omos will be part of this Hurt Business? Who knows? Wags says 36 soon, so I can relate. Sophie says, at least after this next weekend, we will figure out the Mania card. Will we, though? Chris says, R-Truth Final Four Rumble.
I mean, we're going to know a little bit. We might know the main event.
Luke says, the Jaguars haven't lost a game since their quarterback took a pick with Jade Cargill and Tony Storm on the Jaguars field.
That's what did it, too.
Anybody who takes a picture with Jade Cargill would be lucky
She's going to
for life.
make anybody better.
Pickle says it's the opposite of the spouse baby weight. Is it, Pickle?
Yeah, I seen that picture. It had all 4 of those girls in it. It had Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, and there was
Jade and Tony?
Was it Tony on the far right?
Must have been Tony because that's what Luke's saying.
Yeah,
so.
and maybe Tony on the far right. I've seen the picture. Whoa, so close. Cedric with the save.
Sophie says, oh, Tony Khan doesn't own football or AEW. Then why do I hear that he does from some AEW or Jaguar fans?
Because his dad does.
Because they're ignorant, uneducated people who don't do their research on what the actual truth is.
It's honestly like saying that Shane owns or Stephanie owns WWE. Like, it's not like absurd, but it's not the truth.
Yeah.
His name's Shad.
Shad Khan.
Shad Khan owns
AEW and Jaguars.
And the Jaguars.
And he owns like a soccer team, and he owns a whole bunch of shit. He's like a crazy,
he owns like
very wealthy man.
Like a bumper company. That's what made all of his billions.
Yeah, he's a very wealty man. Film says, I would love to see Bliss win the Rumble, at either her or Rhea win the whole thing. Hassan says, hi there, guys. Happy and lucky birthday. Hey, Hassan. Yeah, it's that guy stuff today. Film says, hey, Jacob, my fellow tag team partner, are you still? Sorry, I didn't get a chance to say hello. Wag says, here's the question I want to know. Who's the Hall of Famers of 2K23?
The only one I can come up with is right offhand is Batista. I think Dave Batista is going to be the first one they announce.
Yeah.
But you're going to get a legend in there. You know, China. I don't know. Triple H is in charge.
I know. He wouldn't put her in there. Could you imagine? Stephanie would have a meltdown.
Don't think he cares.
People
have been begging for that one forever. She didn't really do anything wrong. She's kind of a dick to the company, but not like that. And Vince is the one that holds grudges, not necessarily Triple H. But maybe it is something to do with their marriage. Because they did date. Mm-hmm. Or at least had sex with each other. What the hell was that?
I don't know. Something that...
I think he was supposed to move him earlier.
Oh, maybe half a second too late.
Oh, shit. He got him good there. That might be it, guys. No! Dawkins rolls him up. And it's over. Dawkins with the dub. 9 minutes, 17 seconds.
So MVP made him lose?
Yeah. Well, not really, but yeah.
Fucking weird.
He tried to cheat, but he didn't do it right.
That's so weird. I don't understand what that was about.
Well, he was supposed to get him out of the way so he missed, and then that would make more sense of how it ended up happening. But
so strange.
Oh, they're not showing it. But see, this is deep. Ooh.
That's funny. Vindicator says Dawkins used to look like Flop Dalla with his beer bellies.
A little bit. Not quite.
Says, what pay-per-view do you wish you could have seen in person? It could be UFC or WWE.
like WrestleMania 3 or something. Like, I mean, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, like what pay-per-view do you wish you could have seen in person?
Yeah, I would love to have been at WrestleMania 2 or 3. WrestleMania 1 would have been kind of fun, but the main event was a tag team match with celebrities in it. Mr. T.
Right?
And so that's kind of weird, you know, if you're thinking about putting together a pay-per-view. But they were trying to get mainstream. Muhammad Ali was there.
Oh, wow.
What was his name? The piano player. Liberace was there.
Wow.
Who else was there? Aretha Franklin was there. She did
Damn.
the national. Yeah, it was heavy hitter because they brought in stars.
Nice. Wag says, do we finally pit or churros? Churros? I don't know. Chris says, I want Walter versus Lesnar or Walter versus Cena because Walter is a guy who Cena would face in 07, like when Cena faced Umaga.
Right?
Film says, hello, Vin. And Sophie says, at least NXT is getting people that wasn't used on main roster TV for a long time. Wags, Chris Benoit, and Owen Hart. Never Chris Benoit. Ever. No.
Yeah, and
that man
I was never
any Hall of Fame.
So I was a fan of Owen, or not Owen, sorry, Chris, when I watched wrestling. Like, I really did like Chris Benoit. I'd do the whole neck thing at the gym, and every time I hit a home run in softball or something, I would do the neck,
Right.
you know. But definitely can't put him in. That wouldn't go over well with anybody. Owen Hart, you could, but I just don't know how they would pull that off. And is he really Hall of Fame worthy? Is he a Hall of Fame wrestler if he didn't die? I feel like that's an honest question. He hasn't got his steps in today. I ain't got my steps in 3 days. So.
Oh, man. Hey, that is your own doing. Sir, you had plenty of time.
Well,
Jacob says, you know who Ford's wife is, right? Yes, Jacob. We all know. It's Bianca Belair.
Esther.
Sophie says, this match is awesome. It was awesome. It was so good.
We get Becky and Bayley out there next. That'll be nice.
Wag says, do you guys want to see Cena turn heel ever? Okay, his chance to be heel is long over with. He'll never be a heel.
Right, because I feel like he still can get TV shows.
Yeah.
But if, hypothetically, right now, today, if Hollywood said, you know what, we're going to blackball you. Then he came back to wrestling. He could get a 10-year run as a heel.
As being a douche.
Right now.
Could he, though? Could he do it? No.
Right.
I don't feel that he could. I think that he's built himself around being John Cena for so fucking long.
Right.
And being this good guy who, like, does wishes and all this shit. There is no good goddamn way that he could ever be a heel.
It would be hard on that, and he is the guy that has the Guinness Book World Record for the most, you know, whatever that's called.
And could you imagine all the poor little cancer kids that would cry? But, it's my hero.
Right.
Why does he have to be mean?
Right.
Oh my God.
And that would be hard.
Would end.
But it would work.
It would.
Like, if he took over a faction and came in and was the heel, basically he'd just be Hollywood Hogan. Mm-hmm. When Hulk Hogan turned into Hollywood Hogan and took the NWO to the next level, it would have to be that level of evil. And it works. I mean, it made kids cry. Kids cried.
Yeah.
I was just out of my adolescence into my junior high years when that happened, so I was okay with it.
Right.
Still wasn't happy. I still got huge pops every time he turned babyface after that.
But it was, you know, what it was, right? Mm-hmm. Vindicator's like, I don't want to see Cena ever again. Nothing left to offer. Chris says Shad and JTG crime time. Luke says Shad Khan sounds like the disappointing drunk brother of the Mortal Kombat villain Shio Khan.
Right? It's like Craig Christ.
Vindicator's like, ha, Luke. Sophie's like, if Comcast does buy the WWE, that will stink for most people since a lot of people don't have Comcast. If Comcast bought it, they would have to broadcast it.
They're still going to put it on TV.
TV that's on a cable type station or ABC, a station that people get locally. They would have to. They can't just put it on some channel that's obscure only to them. Luke says, I'm glad at least you liked my joke, Vin. It was a good joke, Luke. Sophie says, I see pictures of Tony Khan. He looks like he gets very high with real. Chris says, little Papa Paul dating behind China backs, still playing the game 30 years later with his NXT girls, aka No Knees, Tegan Knox, no cheese. Pete Cola says, WrestleMania 17 for the TLC match in Rock vs. Austin. That would be a dream card.
Yep.
Sophie says, I think I wish I could have seen a Royal Rumble pay-per-view live. Harley says, the only reason why Owen Hart will never go into the WWE Hall of Fame because his wife, Martha Hart, does not want WWE to honor him. Okay. Film says, what? And Luke's like, I think Owen is Hall of Fame worthy, multi-time tag champ, intercontinental champ, and U.S. champ.
Yeah, I didn't watch WWE at that time. To me, that was the dark days of the WWE. And I just didn't watch. I was 100% WCW at that time, except for the Divas, the women's stuff. I would flip it over because they always put the women's thing at the very end. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people that watch WCW did that same thing. Tom Brady just threw an interception in the end zone. Can't be happy about that one. They were in the red zone. They could have scored a touchdown, and he threw an interception. So,
for shames.
Hey.
Shame.
Hey. What are they going to say here? Are they going to say anything about Batista joining? They're all making fun of it. They're all just making fun of it. When is this reliving thing? Hopefully it's not on TV.
I don't know what the fuck that was. What was I watching? What was that crap?
Highlights.
Of what? Like, of what, though?
Dave Batista screwing up, so then they all did it. That's why they showed 30 guys in the same outfit.
What was he doing? What did he
He was doing an interview and screwed up.
Oh.
And so they all made fun of him.
He didn't know what he was supposed to
They
be
all
saying.
made fun of him.
And
you talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Did he say that?
No.
I missed that part.
I didn't see it either.
Okay.
Here comes Becky.
Okay. I thought I was going to say something.
So Becky is going to come down like the man does down the
So-
stairs. Then she's going to call out Bayley.
So he says Cena did almost get released when he first debuted 21 years ago, but thanks to that famous rap, he ended up having a good career. That's why, huh? That's probably the reason why they kept his dumbass around. Robbie's like, yo, everyone, all right? Hey, Robbie, good to see you. Hey, Daz was in here earlier, wanted me to tell you that he did put a like on that video that you're doing with Jamie tomorrow. That's what I got told to tell you. There, it's done. Chris says Cena takes over Hurt Business. Sophie says right now there is no clear picture for a lot of people for Mania this year. Jaco Robertson says good morning. And Chris says Chaka Khan. Ravi says Hulk Hogan is one. What you gonna do, brother,
Chaka
from
Khan
croaking it?
was definitely on there.
Jaco says The Rock is my friend. And Ravi says people in the chat with better jokes than D. Sophie says, do you think the WWE will ever go back to having one-night manias ever again?
Why is she making fun of her appearance? She's calling her Karen.
Okay, because she looks like a Karen. Hello? You need to go get your manners.
She's got pink highlights in her hair.
Luke says, Liv Morgan, Ruby Soho, Valhalla, Soraya, Tony Storm, and Britt Baker are all going to be at Kansas City Comic Con this year. I hope I can go because that's a dream lineup.
Hell yeah.
You're not going to be able to go. You have babies on the way. Luke, that's called no. Like, that's not going to happen. Yeah, no. Looks like not if they make more money with 2 nights, Sophie. Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever make Mania one night again.
It makes no sense.
Ravi says, Batista, for fuck's sake, what a bum. Jaco says, next week, Royal Rumble match 2023. I think we're 2 weeks almost away from Royal Rumble. Chris says, here comes 2-timing Bex. Vindicator says, no, Bex. So Beck not wrestling tonight. Disappointing.
No, it doesn't look like any of these girls are. Maybe Io, because she does have wrestling shorts on. But even Dakota doesn't. It's what she's doing right now.
Karen Chris says, oh, Becky coming through crowd. Everyone wants to be like the Sandman.
Right.
Ravi says, "Well, D, I'm not doing a video with Jamie. I'm just a mod on his Footy Liverpool channel."
How's Liverpool doing?
Kate, nobody said that you were doing a video. That was what Daz put in his comment, Kate. I'm just the messenger, man. If you got a fucking problem with it, go talk to him.
Kill the messenger.
Chris says Bayley and Becky battle for the Karens. Ravi says, D, just because you can't go, do T need to stop others?
Yeah, whatever that says.
Don't need, just because you can't go, don't need to stop others. What the fuck are you babbling about?
Don't
Did
stop
you just
others.
wake up? You're just babbling out crap? The indicator says Bayley believes the Niners are winning the Super Bowl this year, and so do I.
Hey, they're a pretty damn good team.
Sophie says, I wonder if AEW will do a 2-night pay-per-view event at some point.
If they wrestle, if they go up against the Kansas City
really
Chiefs again, they better not celebrate at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Right.
Like they won the damn game.
Sophie says, I wonder if AEW will do that. Chris says, here comes Paul's girls, Control, Alt, Delete. Luke says, Jade said she might let me go for being a good spotter? Donor?
Sperm donor?
Good sperm donor, and it was a joke.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Robbie says, Hecky Hinch. Jacob says, a rock and roll Rumble match 23. Vindicator says, interesting. EO seems to do most of the work for this group, but Xia Li's barely used on SmackDown. I don't understand it. Piccolo Robbie having a stroke, I'm guessing. I have no fucking clue what's happening to him. Robbie's like, wow, D calling people Karens? I didn't call anybody a Karen. Travis said blah blah Karen, and then I just decided I needed to say it too, I guess. Harley says not watching Monday Night Raw anymore, watching this documentary series about Fast and Furious movie on Vice channel, but still be in the chat. Sweet Harley. Vindicator says Niners versus Chiefs would be a good 10-man AEW style wrestling match. Jacob's like, Roman Reigns is suck. That's not very nice.
Damn Roman for sucking. Bayley's got some big old shoes on. You seen these things?
Bayley?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at her shoes.
They're big old boot shoes. Probably a 4-inch lift.
Oh, you're me tall. I'm like big honking platformy weird shoes.
The heels are like that big around.
Yeah.
They're like boots.
They brought back the 90s chunky heel. Luke says, is it bad I actually understood what Ravi said for once? You understood what he said?
Wow, they're going to score again here, guys.
The Hecky
Cowboys,
part, or
they're on the 5.
The other one about
There's
something
3
about
minutes
not
left
going.
in this quarter.
Jacob's like, Mr. Bean returned to WWE? Yeah.
Mr. Bean. Hello. That would be funny.
Da, da, da. Jacob says, I don't like Roman Reigns, which is weird because he's related to The Rock, so you'd think you would love him.
Oh, down to the 2.
She has a lot of piercings. She has like 2 in her nose and like 50 of them in her ears. It's really weird.
The only reason you became a man is because you got punched in the face by another woman.
I says, D, never grateful that I take the time to hang out and mod. Dude, you fucking missed out last week, so yeah, you have no excuses anymore. Looks like he was telling you not to stop me from going to Comic-Con. Oh, is that what he was saying? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to be too busy. I mean, granted.
One-on-one next week.
But 2 babies? Dude, you ain't going fucking nowhere.
Look at that. Next Monday, Steel Cage.
Burst your little bubble of fun. Your
Bayley, Becky,
over.
Steel Cage. Say yes. No problem. There it is.
Hesitation.
You freaking idiot!
Why does she have to go and name call?
Why didn't she listen the first time? There it is.
Luke says, Ravi, be careful as you are now treading down a rocky path. Pico says nothing will ever top that jackass match with Sammy last year.
Oh, no. Nope.
No, that shit was funny. Jacob message retracted, and Chris says, no, Becky, the truth of the horsewoman is Charlotte was always the woman. Then Sasha was always meant to be a star on paper. Then Becky and Bayley always were playing second fiddle.
Yeah.
And Vindicator's like, somewhere Nia Jax is a smiling.
Old
Robbie's
Dolph.
like, come on, Bayley smashed Becky's face in. Oh, come on, Robbie. You really think that Bayley could punch Becky in the face and it actually hurt? Whatever. Robbie's like, Luke, do I care? Jaco says Mr. Bean must challenge Roman Reigns' WWE Disputed Champion Universal Championship. Oh,
Get
yeah,
it done.
Mr. Bean,
Sign
huh?
it.
Looks like Jade said she wouldn't mind me flying out to attend for one day and then flying back. I don't know if I could handle that. Told you, Luke. He ain't going, buddy. Not happening. Chris says it's always the steel cage. Pico says we should get a random guest legend referee. Yeah, see if they could.
Oh, Ali! What a dick.
Somebody go hang him up in a closet somewhere.
Right? By his underwear. That's how we used to do it when we'd bully
my
kids.
God. Annoying little
Hang them up on the
bastard.
doorknob by their underwear.
Something. Pico's like, we should get. Oh, read that one. A legend referee. Robbie says, D, not letting me forget I miss AW.
Is Nick Patrick still alive?
Pico's like, who would you choose, Travis, for this cage match?
Oh, well, Becky. Every day of the week.
I see, D, just because you like Becky.
So the Cowboys were on the one, and then they were all the way back, and now they're back on the one. Oh, Dak. Dak ran it in. He didn't trust his receivers.
That's not very nice.
Will they make the extra point?
Becky
Or will they go
face
for
needs
two?
White Christmas. F.U. Seth. Ew. Looks like for that lineup, I'm seriously considering tempting fate. Robbie says, Ali, oh my gosh, what a twat. Jacob says, Mr. Bean versus John Cena versus Jackie Chan. Oh, wow, they're just...
Jackie Chan's like 100 years old.
Why are you throwing out weird stuff? So is Mr. Bean. Have you seen Mr. Bean? Like that guy...
Mr. Bean is a character. Anybody can play Mr. Bean.
Chris says, bruh, Ollie's stealing Punk's catchphrases.
Did he miss again? Yep.
Somebody get rid of that guy. He's sex butthole. He's like, that coach was like, yeah, good try, asshole. You know we can replace you very easily.
Every person in that stadium could kick no field goals on 2 attempts.
Everybody.
The oldest lady in that building could miss 2 field goals.
It went that far.
I'm just saying. You would probably get 70% of the fans would have made those extra points. Never kicked a ball before.
Right.
Maybe not 70, but 60% of the fans would have made that kick.
Robbie says, John Cena, just stay at home. No one can see you anyway. Oh, Luke says Jaguar fans are already posting tons of videos of them burning Mahomes jerseys, which I'm okay with. When Mahomes turns into petty Mahomes is when he destroys teams. I think he's probably going to be like the I'm so full of myself Mahomes, and he'll probably lose.
I just have a feeling that they're not going to be able to come back from 30 points down against the Chiefs. If anything, they're going to have to get a lead
on top of it.
and then pressure.
And then pressure. Stay in the lead. Pressure. And I mean pressure, like kick his ass. Like fucking come at him at all fucking angles. Make him fucking throw interceptions. Because, you know, he's good at that.
Get him out of the pocket. Make him run.
Make him do something dumb like he's used to doing.
And hit him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's really good at improvising.
He's really good at being full of himself. Walter says, good talking, Becky and Bayley. Hey, it's Walter. Hey, Walter.
Hey, Walt.
He's going to be here for like 10, not even 10 minutes. He's going to leave at 9:15, which is like 6 minutes away. Pico says, literally, my grandma could kick better. Pico, is your grandma alive still? Because if she's not, it's even funnier.
Doesn't matter. Anybody can miss 2 kicks. That cat can miss 2 kicks.
You can't even kick a ball, Travis.
Exactly.
Just put something on the end of a table and see how good he does.
Just flick it off.
Walter said that, but he's going to be here Wednesday. AEW. He's got a meeting. Got a meeting. Walter's like, I like Daphne rants. Yeah, rants. Looks like when the Jags played the Chiefs earlier this season, he threw 3 interceptions and they still blew them out of the water.
Yeah, I think that was a different team.
It wasn't the Jags?
No.
Oh, a different team, a group of people?
No, they're just different. They've grown.
Oh, I'm
you
sure
honestly can't go. If you went by that, then the Dolphins would have beat the Bills because they beat them earlier this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Like, you can't do that. It makes a little sense, but you can't go
all the way.
all
But
the
they did
way.
to make him do the interceptions. They need to do again, but then make it so that they can't come back.
Right, which is put points on the board. So it makes him pass. And then once he has to pass and he's throwing 50 passes, which they will do, they'll throw 50 or 60 passes with him. That's when you win the game, when they're not controlling the clock.
Yep.
The only thing is that tight end is like arguably the greatest I've ever seen, and I've seen some greats. I've seen Shannon Sharp, Tony Gonzalez, and their tight end is right on par with those guys.
Just do a Tanya Harding on him. He'll be fine.
Don't hit Clancy or whatever his name is.
Just do
Here comes MVP!
Robbie says D, but you like him for being full of himself. No, Robbie. Mahomes is a twat waffle. Harley says, and I thought the kicker for the Detroit Lions sucked that he's short. Lions kicker missed 3 field goals in a row. Ew. Pickle's like, I like the dark comedy, not been alive since 06. Well, I was like, Royal Rumble pay-per-view will be cool.
Here it comes, Omos. Because I guess Elias thought he was going to wrestle him.
You thought he was going to wrestle MVP?
That's what MVP just said. Oh, you thought you were going to wrestle me? Oh, you just didn't. That. You ain't in the loop. You're going to be wrestling this man. Now Elias is all hurt. The whole time, that's what we were wondering who he was going to wrestle. I knew it wasn't MVP.
Well, we knew it wasn't MVP at all. He said, my man. He didn't say himself. Oh, my God. He came back as a... Is he a ninja?
He has been a ninja.
His ninja outfit?
He has been a ninja
like
before.
His ninja outfit. Oh, my God.
What is this music I'm listening to?
Ninja music.
Is that how you know you're going to get attacked by a ninja?
Is that music starts playing?
I've seen that ninja movie. And the old man's like, whoa, the only reason I lived is my heart's on this side.
That's right.
You know what show I'm talking about?
Yes. Ninja Assassin.
Ninja.
I love that show. Robbie says, even sweeter, I get to watch the Rumble for free, yo. Wow. So good for you. Fantastic.
Even I didn't see this coming. I was like, well, it has to be. There was no other option.
Who's it really going to be? Is it going to be Omos? I think it's his ninja counterpart, Omos. Luke says the Jaguars are a much better team. I agree, but the Chiefs' defense has become the #1 defense since they played the Jaguars. I think it could be the best playoff game of the year. I don't think they're better than the Miami Dolphins' defense.
Miami's defense is pretty damn good.
They were fucking phenomenal. Walter's like, Moss for the win. Walter, that might be what happens.
Yeah, Moss wins this in just a few seconds. There's the bell.
And Ravi's talking about his best friend MVP. Yeah, we know you love him, Ravi. You want to be him. You're like, I want to look like him.
Moss throws him into the corner.
Even though
misses with that splash.
Codger.
They could put a Moss.
Dapper too.
They could put a Moss with the Jinder Mahal on those boys.
Just trip him.
That 4-man group would be unstoppable.
What he should have done is he should have fell down and rolled into his leg and tripped him. That would have been hilarious. And broke his knee ball. Oh,
dude. She with injuries. She just cut his eye out.
That's happened. Ask Ray. He had to get his eye replaced. I don't know how it happened.
They did a surgery on him. They put an owl eye in there so he can see in the dark. A lot of people don't know that.
What the fuck? So he's like half a ninja?
Oh, not a moth. Ray.
So he's like half a ninja? Because he can now see in the dark
only
only with one eye?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, he doesn't need night vision unless he wants depth perception.
Robbie says, who's more shittier, Omos or Strowman?
That's tough. I like the big guys, so I wouldn't go as far as saying shitty, but look at that headbutt. That'll put you in the grave. But Omos isn't on the level of Strowman yet, and Strowman just beat him like a couple weeks ago. What's he going to do with that guitar? That's not how you play it. Somebody should teach him how to at least hold it.
Ugh, it's terrifying.
Did you see him jump?
He actually jumped?
He could have easily dunked a basketball.
Oh.
Since
Robbie
he's 8
says,
feet tall.
Right. I think he doesn't even have to jump.
Elias might take him down! The big man's reeling! Again!
Again, Robbie says, D, we might be the same.
He did! He took him down to a knee!
He's your mate. He, my friend, buddy, he all yours. You're
Elias up top!
Dresses all nice and shit.
No!
Chris
Double
says,
choke slam?
Yes, have a Moss with gender group, but a turban on him. He'd be like Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh.
Chris.
That might just be it.
Chris
He's a little bigger than Abdullah, right? 1, 2, and 3. The match lasted way longer than I thought. 2 minutes, 34 seconds.
Bye, Walter. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us for a minute. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good work day tomorrow. Hopefully you win a bingo this week. Robbie says they both do the blind choo-choo train run as well.
Ugh.
They do? Omos did it? When? When did he do that?
Well, he grabbed a guitar. I don't know.
I didn't see him run.
Well, he jumped.
Oh.
Looking like Michael Jordan.
Pretty sure they're not the same, Travis.
Exactly the same.
So I guess Elias isn't going to be in the Rumble now?
He could be.
Sophie's like, Omos, really? Yeah, the ninja Omos is back. He's a ninja.
Oh! Postman Pierce in the back. I didn't realize how big Byron Saxton was.
Chris says, Jordan Kamala, a.k.a. Omos, the winner of 23 Rumble Nigerian Nail. Oh, God. Chris like, DL, you loving Raw as always. Seriously, Robbie. Why don't you just go back to sleep? Why don't you go take a bath?
Oh, I thought you said I could go to sleep. I almost took you up on it. Tazawa.
Oh, Robbie can go back to sleep. Either that or take a bath. Sleep in there. He wants in the Royal Rumble.
We don't just throw those opportunities out there, Ray's like, I'm going to the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble bound, Rey Mysterio.
And how many others said they were just going to do
Kofi.
it? Yeah, I'm in it. It's like, what the fuck?
Fuck this guy, even if he wins, he's not in. Well, if you win, it helps. He's all excited. He's like, yes, I got an opportunity. Everybody else is like, I'm in the Rumble. Okay. Is Mama in the Royal Rumble?
We're going to get the Judgment Day guys in there?
Judgment Day. Yeah, they'll probably both be in it. Or all three, I guess there's three of them.
All four of them will be in a Rumble.
Mm-hmm. This Tampa Bay defense is getting shredded.
Why did you kick him in the head?
I guess they decided not to show up.
They're like, we gave up. It's like, come on, you guys. Nobody wants the Cowboys to win. Don't give them opportunities of stupid. Dax Prescott is a piece of garbage.
Well, the defense is going to have to play better so the offense can figure it out.
Roy says, do you always with the hell at disrespect you wishing Ray wins the Rumble?
No.
Why would I wish that?
It wouldn't even make sense.
Why is he even in it? That's the question of the day, Robbie. Did you put a word in with the short police to make sure that Ray got in there? Is that what happened? Is that what we did? Yeah, I bet you did, didn't you? You're like, oh, the short people need to be in there too. How dare you not let the short people in there? And then
I have
like,
a feeling
I'm gonna be in there.
that next week's going to be like a highlight show with a few matches.
Oh, Jesus. Can we not be here?
Oh, no, we have to be here.
I'm going to read a book. Out loud. What book can I read out loud to people?
It has to be an old-fashioned one that doesn't have copyrights, like Swiss Family Robinson or something.
Sweet. Well, as people are saying, that the Bloodline saying every generation of the Bloodline will be at Raw 30-year anniversary is implying The Rock will be there. Not necessarily. He's not really like the generation, right? He's like a cousin. It's like generation means like their dad, their grandpa.
We are going to see the old guys. So we might even see the young girl that's in NXT.
Yeah, that girl. Maybe. Wags says, sorry, had to take a call from my wife. She was on break. Nice.
Oh, you're fine, boss.
Got to take those calls. Chris says, LOL, if Dominic wins the Rumble, there would be riots in the streets.
There'd be riots in the prisons.
The prisons would riot.
Because a lot of prisoners are like, hey, look, we do time too.
Yeah.
And if going to prison changed him, think about what it did to us.
They totally paid
So there would be all sorts
of... Make them find God.
Find Jesus, yeah.
They found Jesus.
And then...
He went the other way, but they found Jesus.
Yeah.
We'd
have those crossover athletes
so
from prison to WWE.
Wag's like, are you guys Lex Luger fan?
I liked Lex.
I don't even know who that is.
He looked like $1 million. He was the bodybuilder guy.
Oh, you show me pictures of him.
Yeah.
Harley says, don't really care who wins the most football games. Just don't want to see Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Well, he's in there. This is the
playoffs right now, friend. So.
You just don't want to see him in the next round of the playoffs?
You don't want him to go into the next round of the playoffs.
You don't want to see him play the 49ers next week?
It makes sense.
Can you imagine that? Two, like, six round or later quarterbacks playing each other in the playoffs.
Crazy. Chris says Rock and Yokozuna will not be there, LOL. Why won't Yokozuna? Is he dead or something?
He's dead.
He might be there in spirit, Chris. The
Rock might send an Umaga's dead too. Isn't Umaga dead also? I think Umaga and Yokozuna are both gone.
I don't know. Riley says cousins still related though, D. Yeah, but not every generation. That's not a generation thing. Chris says Rain is in tag team with Joe Gacy. Ava Rain is in tag team with Joe Gacy, so she is being taken advantage of over there.
We're not gonna take it. Yeah, that's the name of the tag team. Advantage.
Pickle says prison solidarity. Dom is the real needle mover.
He is.
He really is the chosen one.
He's changing the ratings. Well, you're going to see it. The rating spike coming up here in a few seconds. Alpha Academy versus Judgment Day.
Wag says on that Lex Luger stuff, I feel he's a murderer to Miss Elizabeth.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Like, I was going to say that, so I didn't get there because we were talking about other stuff, but I liked him as a wrestler. But I do not like what happened after he was done wrestling.
His choices in life. Oh, along with her choices in life?
Yeah, I mean, they were just doing drugs.
I'm sorry. I get it.
Of course she did shit.
I get it. She was slightly a victim. And he probably pushed things that she may not have done otherwise. But she still had choices. And unfortunately, she didn't make the right choices,
it's
right?
Terrible.
It shortened her life. She made bad choices. And it's sad. Not that he isn't partially or a good portion responsible for that, but at the
I
same
just want to
time,
know
so
what her upbringing was, because she was in a terrible relationship with Randy Poffo, Randy Savage.
Okay.
First. Mm-hmm. She finally got out of that, and then she gets into a drug addiction
Another
relationship,
bad relationship
with Luger.
Just a different abuse, but yeah.
Yeah, with Luger, and then dies in that one.
Yeah. Like, and was it because of him, or was it because of her choices and what she wanted to get away from?
Right. I would like to know what her childhood was like.
I mean, just sad. A sad thing, really. Robbie says, D would love if Condom won the Rumble. She would flip. Lex Luger is proper fuck these days. Piccolo says, sorry to spoil that. Yokozuna is not with us no more.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think Umaga is either.
Robbie says, Cola, wow, you spoiled that for D. How could you?
So the Saudi prince, when they were doing that very first Saudi Arabia show with WWE, they asked him by name. They're like, we need Yokozuna. Like, he's the main thing. So if you guys ever watched that very first one, you'll notice that there was just some like sumo wrestler in there.
Right.
That nobody had ever seen before in their life.
Who is this guy?
That guy was there because they wanted Yokozuna They're like, hey, let's just bring a random Samoan, or not Samoan, but a random sumo wrestler in. Okay.
Funny.
But that's some real shit. That's why he was there. That's why if the Saudis, win the bidding war for WWE, you're going to see Brock Lesnar wrestling Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 100. It's happening.
People's like, I wonder who's more full of shit. I mean, privilege, Hook or Dom?
Oh, Lord.
Fuck, I don't know, dude. Chris
I'll
says
pass.
LOL, Jamal, aka Maga, and Rosie will be there in spirit as well. They were in tag team during Ruthless Aggression era when Umaga dressed up like a gangsta.
I didn't know Rosie had died.
Sophie says they're building this 30th anniversary of Raw a lot better than they are doing for the Rumble. We honestly don't know the true story of this whole Randy Savage-Stephanie dating rumor. Piccolo says, Corey Graves, stop trying to make fetch happen. Oh, are you talking about him making Dom seem like he's great? Robbie's like, D, we will never know what went on behind closed doors. It's not that easy to just say they had choices, I guess.
Well, he didn't, tie her up.
They have choices. She had choices. She chose to get out of a abusive relationship.
All right, here we go. There's the bell, guys.
So,
The Alpha
tell me
Academy
there weren't choices.
versus Judgment Day.
Wag says, opinion on flying Brian Pillman Jr. Is he like Daddy or better?
I don't think he's better than his dad was. Brian Pillman was like a game changer. But I also have the nostalgia with it because I remember him as a kid. And I really liked him.
Yeah.
Where Brian Jr. doesn't have what his dad had. Speaking of which, where are
is
they?
he? Yeah, where are the
Where's
bombers over there?
Griff Garrison and I forgot about them. That's funny that you brought that up.
Yeah, I haven't seen them for a while.
Are they still in AEW, or did one of them get hurt? Or
Wags, Umagas are rest in peace. Sophie says Saudi Arabia is like 40 years behind everyone else regarding wrestling. Robbie says his Judgment Day crew look like failed bouncers from the 90s. Whatever, one of them thinks he's a cholo. It's pretty sad and
well, he spent time in
sick.
jail. You would too. Prison changes you.
Person changes you.
All right, Dominic. Oh wait, no, that's not Dominic.
That's a Damien.
Damien in there with Chad Gable. You know, Chad Gable, I don't think's won a match in like a year.
Oh, poor guy. Sophie says,
He's always the one that gets
you know what?
pinned,
And
too.
it's funny though.
Last week he didn't get
He
pinned.
didn't.
It was Otis.
That got pinned
Yeah.
last. Sophie says, I don't know why some superstars have to qualify for the Rumble and some don't.
Right? They just like, hey, Tazawa, they're like, well, if you win, it goes a long way in your favor. Like, what the fuck is that? Like everybody else, at least if they win, they're in. His is like, well, it'll do you a favor.
We'll do you a favor. Harley says, just watch Dark Side of the Ring series that they did on Vice Channel if you guys have it. They
I think we watched
did
that
one
one.
on Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, we did that one. That was when, obviously, it ended with him hitting the tree.
Yeah.
Like it with a heart attack or whatever, but...
Wag says, you guys glad Sting hanging his boots up?
Yeah, I think it's time. I do love Sting. And
I think
it's been kind of cool seeing him do some of the stuff that he's been doing.
How about him going out on a high note instead of with an injury? That's what you want to see, right? You want to see your guys come back that left broken and possibly never see them again. Come back, do some stuff, and feel good about it, and then retire, right?
I would like to
Why
see
not?
him wrestle somebody like Darby Allin or something to go out, but in the cinematic style like they did with The Undertaker. That they did, remember when they did it at the warehouse
Yep.
with Brian Cage?
Yeah.
Remember that?
mhm.
Something like that. Like a crazy...
Yeah,
you
that'd
know,
be pretty
and then
fun
he
for
could
him.
win it or lose it. It doesn't matter. But obviously, after Darby drops the title that he has now,
Chris says, Rhea covering up her midriff, preparing for Saudi Arabia attire. I see. Sophie says, Omos still with MVP. Interesting since they started hinting at a rebuilding of the Hurt business. Robbie says, this what I'm talking about. Alpha Academy rolling tonight.
oh shit!
Ouch.
Gable flies over the top rope.
Hopefully he's okay. Jesus.
He's still laying there.
That was a weird thing. Piccolo says probably Pillman is wrestling on Dark. Maybe.
It
Luke
could
says, I
definitely-
remember when Stone Cold went to Pillman's house and Pillman pulled out a gun on TV.
That was the brutal days of wrestling there.
Chris says, Travis, you have to see Brian Pillman promo in ECW. The crowd was crazy loud pop.
Oh, yeah. He was nuts.
Harley says Brian Pillman Jr. and
Griff.
And Griff Garrison around BBW Dark. Oh, that's sad. So they just got written off.
You know,
like the guys that should be part of what your brand should be, and instead you trade them for fucking has-been WWE people. Fuck you, Tony Khan.
I don't even know if they're doing it for those
I don't know
guys.
what the fuck, but whatever they're doing is stupid as fuck. I hate it. I fucking hate that shit.
I think they're just cycling at this point.
Well, something,
because
the garbage that they decide, like, I think Tony Khan has like a short man complex, and he's like, I just want all my wrestlers to be tiny and short.
Yeah, I don't like what they did to Wardlow. They have to be like me.
Fucking freak.
I think he does AEW through Twitter. Oh. So hey, these fans like this, so I'm going to placate towards what they do.
When your real fans aren't even on that shit.
Right.
Like, the real fans of wrestling don't always go hang out on fucking Twitter and go, oh, what are we tweeting about today? Right. What we twatting about today is what it feels like. What's the twat happening? What's twatter got to do? What's twatter doing?
Why do you just want to say twat?
I just want to say twat. Twat waffles all around.
Oh, God. I just ate before we came on.
Or it says, prison changes you. Go on D in the know. How would I fucking know, Ravi? Travis is the one that said that. Dom keeps saying it. Travis would know. He's been to prison.
It was county jail. And it was for 10 days.
You were in there longer than Dom was. He was in for a fucking hour in jail. So
I was like 18 years old.
It changes you. It changes.
He's
only 6, so it's pretty close to the same age.
Oh.
Chris says, oh, Chad Gable looks like he's Judgment Day. Sophie says they do have enough spots to fill a 30-man Rumble. Wag says, did you watch the Flair documentary?
No. I have not watched that yet. I need to watch a lot of that stuff.
Right? Ravi says, Sting, ain't he your age, D? Yes, because I am 107. Thank you. Chris says, Otis with the MJF Ric Flair strut. Ravi says, Pillman versus Austin. That was so funny. Vince was still on commentary back then.
You know, my favorite commentator was Vince. He just did it right. I had no idea. I don't know if anybody knew that he owned the company at that time when he was doing that in the 80s and early 90s.
Did you go by his actual name?
Vince McMahon, yeah, absolutely.
Well, wouldn't you know that his dad owned it?
No. Who knew who owned companies?
I don't know.
No, who owns Johnson & Johnson? Go. Right? Like,
it's probably a corporation that owns it.
Right. I'm just saying.
And I'm pretty sure why it was called Johnson & Johnson was probably because it was owned by 2 dudes named Johnson & Johnson.
Maybe a sister and brother duo.
And they are probably now owned by some corporational place instead.
Right.
Because they have a board of directors, not just a one owner.
Right. I'm just saying that you didn't know who owned things in those days. But yeah, it got nuts. The only time I realized that Vince was the guy is when Bret Hart spit in his face. I'm like, why would he spit on Vince? And then people are like, Vince was firing him. And you're like, what? And then all of a sudden, Vince was on TV. You're like, what the fuck is Vince on TV?
Why is this happening?
Like as a guy. You know what I mean?
Right, as a dude. Playing a dude who's playing another dude.
Disguised as another dude.
Disguised as another dude. I was like, Tony Khan saw money. That's why he booked them failed WWE stars. Did you...
He missed his extra point again, by the way.
Somebody get rid of him!
He missed it on the other...
Where's the fucking punter?
He missed it on the other side this time.
Oh, my fucking dumb fucker. What a dumb bastard.
So is this not their kicker? Like their regular kicker?
Yeah, their extra point guy. They got their punter out there. What the fuck is happening on the Cowboys? Not that I want them to win by any means. I fucking hate the Cowboys.
But now 2 touchdowns.
Expect to chat to wrestling starts on Twatter. Why would I just... I don't even do Twatter, Robbie.
2 touchdowns and a field goal tie this damn game. Or not tie it, but win this game.
True.
Like, what the fuck? They scored 3 touchdowns and they could lose with 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Oh no, Gable connected. Oh, poor Dum Dum. Or Dum Dum. Poor Dum Dum. Sophie's like, it is getting harder to let my dog out since sometimes the back door won't open all the time.
So we know the Cowboys aren't making any field goals.
Check them out the window.
What the fuck?
Sophie. You'll make it. It's fine. Just open a window and check them out.
Lower them.
Lower them down to the Wax says, shall WWE have a 40-man rumble? Pillman was in Northeast Wrestling. Name 2 or 3 wrestlers you met and who you want to meet. Oh. D, you would be perfect at saying, I'll get you, my pretty. Oh.
You're a witch. You're a witch.
I am a witch.
1, 2, and 3.
Before.
Oh, Otis almost got him.
Almost got him. I think Dom Dom should take the pen there with the Dom Doms.
Is Dom in this match?
Did you want to answer that?
Shit.
Name 2 or 3 wrestlers you met and who you want to meet.
I met Kimberly Page, and I have met Tori Wilson.
Yeah, Tori Wilson has been in our hometown, actually.
Yeah, she used to work out at the gym where I worked, so I've met her on several occasions. I'm trying to remember if I've met anybody else. I probably have, I just can't think of it.
But who would you want to meet?
Who would I want to sit down with? I'd like to sit down without any cameras or anything on and talk to Vince McMahon. I think he'd be a good one to just pick the shit out of his head. Look at that, the caterpillar.
And he fell on him very weirdly.
And then, who else? Probably should be a dude, huh? I'm like, Anna Jay would be cool, but that's not what we're doing here. I don't know. CM Punk would be kind of an interesting one. Same thing, like, everything. Just to kind of pick his brain, because I'm more into that, like, what's wrong with you type thing.
Right. Sophie says, I saw the Ric Flair documentary. It seems like the same one they did for the ESPN version. Probably.
Oh, maybe it is.
Robbie says, wow.
Oh, Dominic rolls him up.
Porridge doing bird for 10 days. What the fuck are you talking about, Robbie?
Jail.
Oh. Chris says, did you know 10 from Dark Order took his mask off and turned heel on -1 on AEW Dark a month ago?
I've seen that.
We did see a little blurb from that.
I watched it.
Yes, we did watch that.
Yeah. Chris
says 10 is now in a tag team with Rush on AEW Dark.
Roosh.
Luke says Vince owning WWE was a very well-kept secret until the feud turned F.
That's it. 10:57 on that one.
Poor Chatty. Poor Chad got the pin. Again. Wags, it says family too bad we couldn't watch WWE pay-per-view together. Heyman was good commentary. I've heard that. I've heard there used to be a lot of good commentators.
Oh, I mean, there were some greats back in the old days.
So
Bobby Heenan. Bobby the Brain. Jesse Ventura. Gorilla Monsoon. You can't go wrong with Gorilla Monsoon.
Sophie says Ric Flair has so many documentaries. Luke says drama between Brett and Sean.
Yeah, there was quite a bit. There was like punches thrown and shit, weren't they, in the back? I can't remember exactly how it went, but...
Bobby's like, D telling me knowledge that might come up in a pop quiz.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Yeah, pop quiz, hot shot. Sophie says it'll be interesting to see who buys the WWE. Yeah, let's talk about that some more.
NBC.
Black says, I feel Brett screwed.
Brett screwed Brett.
Brett screwed Sean or Brett screwed Brett?
Brett screwed Brett.
Oh, he screwed himself?
You know, all he had to do for that was not show up. Where in his contract, he didn't have to wrestle. He had already hit his days. So he didn't have to wrestle. It was a pay-per-view, and all he wanted to do is win at home.
Right.
Because he was in Montreal, and he's Canadian. And he wanted to drop it the next night on Raw. That was the whole plan.
Right.
And Vince is like, no, you're dropping it at the pay-per-view, buddy. And so they basically did it through the referee. So right when he got him in this sharpshooter or whatever Brett was in, I can't even remember what move it was, he tapped immediately from it. Like, absolutely immediately he tapped. He was like... Whew. Anyways, on the football game, looks like Tom Brady's still not getting him back into this.
They're doing halftime report right now.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. Piccola says, because Flair is the ultimate wrestler. Wags says, I was and still an HBK fan for life.
For life? I know a lot of people like him.
I will say I'm not.
She doesn't like him.
Fucking hate him.
I am indifferent. I don't like that he didn't like the older wrestlers, but I understand why people liked him.
Yeah. Robbie says D-Low-Key wants them to win the game. Wow, 1 hour in prison really changed him into a hard man.
Well, and you know that's going to happen.
Wag says Tom Brady will pull his cheating spy gating magic out of his buttocks.
You know, if he comes back and wins this game, more power to him is all I got to say.
Sophie says we are in a very cold spell like we are in 40 degrees sometimes.
Dang.
Down there in Florida, that's pretty cold.
We had 40 this last week, too.
Robbie says D wants to meet Condom. Ew, gross, dude. Wag says you may be kind jelly on whom I met. Kind of jelly? Dude, if you go to a lot of, like, wrestling things and Comic Cons and stuff like that, then you're bound to meet those wrestlers. We don't really go to a lot of those things, so probably really won't be jealous about it. I personally won't be. I don't know. Travis doesn't really get jealous about stuff, so I mean, I'm just glad you met him, right? I mean,
that's way cool.
Why wouldn't it be cool? No jelly on this side. It's pretty awesome, especially if they're people you want to meet or people you don't want to meet.
I mean, I've seen some pretty cool matches like Goldberg and The Big Show back in the day. Paul White.
Chris says Otis with the Scotty Too Hottie worm. Sophie says my dog loves to hunt outside, and when she does, it is hard to get her to come in.
Oh, absolutely.
Bobby says Travis definitely a changed man now. Pico says, well, that's surprising. Sophie says if the company that brought UFC does buy the WWE, they might put the WWE on the same pay-per-view schedule as the UFC. They would not. Sophie, they would never do that. You want to know why they would never ever do that? Because you can't make money doing that.
Yeah, you don't want them to compete
UFC
against each
fans
other.
And you have wrestling fans. You're not going to get the same amount of views and buys and people if you did that. You would have them on completely opposite fucking schedules. You would never, ever, if you owned both of them, scheduled the pay-per-views for one on the same fucking day and night as the other. Ever, fucking ever. That's called bad business. Very, very bad business. Complete bad business.
I see it in boxing all the time.
You want to be a fucking idiot? That's the best way to lose money.
The ones I don't get are, because they're both combat, is the boxing UFCs.
Right.
When Canelo Alvarez, and he's done it this last like 2 or 3 fights, books it the same night as the UFC.
So
Granted, you know, a lot of people buy it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt him overall, but he'd have at least one more person buying it.
Yeah.
If he
more money.
If he freaking would do it not on that night.
And they'd have way more money in a lot of ways. Because some people are going to be like, you know what? I really want to watch this UFC fighter, so I'm going to buy this. I'm not going to spend $80 on this and $80 on this. Yeah,
right.
No.
Well, my big thing is I have friends that come over.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to hang out with my friends. Like, now, granted, Danny might, but you'd still want to watch the UFC over. Because their fights on the lower part of it are usually better.
Yes, that's true.
I still want to watch the main fight.
Mm-hmm. Robbie says, do you think Saxon's a good commentator? Robbie, stop talking out of your ass. Like, literally, stop bending over and using your ass cheeks as your mouth. Chris says,
Let me
Joey
ask you a
Styles
few questions.
commentary. Wag says, ECW was the shit. Robbie says, so Steph left WWE? Yes. She put in her resignation letter. Wag says, good old JR.
Love JR.
Sophie says, Young Rock wrote a character that is based on HBK, but he was black. Okay. Wag says, I'd throw a party if he didn't show up. Robbie says, without Graves, would the commentary suck?
Not necessarily. It depends on who they're... Like, if they did
If
Bradshaw...
they left Kevin there, then yeah.
Yeah, if it's Kevin by himself.
Oh my God. Ugh.
Poor kid.
Harley says,
You know who Kevin reminds me of? That kid that you watch on that show we watched today. We watched 2
Miracle
episodes.
Workers?
Uh-huh. The one that had the shits.
Oh, the weird guy.
Yeah. Isn't he on another movie that I've seen?
He might have been on a movie.
Other than that series, isn't he in a show?
I think he's on a movie. Maybe we've seen lately.
I
But I couldn't tell you.
I can't think of who it is.
Oh.
That Miracle Workers, that shit's funny. He's the retarded brother on the medieval one.
Yeah, now he's married to her on this one. He's really going up in style, isn't he? He was the love interest.
Oh yeah.
On the first one.
That's right. With the girl.
The one that wasn't.
That had to kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harley says, I've met Kevin Nash and Mr. Kennedy would love to meet The Undertaker. Nice.
Yeah.
Sophie says, sometimes it seems like my dog forgets that I just took her outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
My dogs, every time I stand up, they run to the back door. I'm like, what do you want to go outside? Then you go let them outside. They start barking because they want in immediately. Like,
right.
within one step. Like, they won't even leave the porch. They're like, why'd you leave us outside, you dick?
Right.
Like, why'd you want to go out? Well, so I could come back in.
Wag says, I don't like the druggy HBK. Nobody likes druggy anything. Like, that's why I don't like Riddle. Like, he annoys me. I think it's disgusting that they would promote anything like that for something that's supposedly, one, for children. Like, they promote fucking wrestling for kids. They have
with
it
the PG,
with the PG
yes.
shit and everything else. It's kid related. Kids, right? And they have a fucking drug addict on there who literally was doing drugs in the back and got a bye. Oh, well, it's okay. He did cocaine. It's fine. He was doing it in the back. People saw him do it, but it's fine. He went to rehab, so it's fine. No, it's not fucking fine. Little kids look up to that dumb shithead. And you're trying to tell me that that's okay? Fuck off.
I look up to Tiffany Stratton. She's my
Who
role model.
wouldn't?
She's my role model.
At least she's not out there fucking showing that she's doing drugs or something. Jesus.
Their 420 shirt on. Their daddy's money.
Sophie says, I've met Mick Foley, Cena, the Hardy Boys, and Randy Orton when I was younger. Nice.
That's
Wag
way cool.
says, no Comic-Con for me. Are you sure? Because according to Luke, there's a Comic-Con that's happening. Conventions and all that fun stuff. Or whatever. That
EO coming
there's
out.
going to be a whole bunch of people at in St. Louis, I think. Luke says, Sean have met a who's who list of wrestlers through conventions and convention after parties. Roy says, D, what you going to do about it? Companies want to compete with each other. Sophie says, at least UFC doesn't have a pay-per-view every month. Actually, Sophie, the UFC does have a pay-per-view every month. Literally.
2 in March this year.
They have a pay-per-view every month and sometimes 2.
There was one on the 4th and one on the 18th of March.
Yeah. Every month they have one.
Yeah, I spend over $1,000 a year on that shit.
Sophie says there are theories out there why
right around
Stephanie
that.
resigned from the WWE.
Yeah, she had to get her foot operated on. You
Is
can't
that
do
the-
that.
is that the
You can't
theory?
do that as a CEO, I guess.
You cannot be out of the office for more than 2 seconds, or it all burns down to the ground.
Again?
Hey, it's this garbage. Yeah, I can't wait. Ugh. Sorry. Somebody just. Ugh. Barfo.
Oh, it's Reckoning.
Hey, it's the garbage. Yay, more garbage. Wag says, I was happy to meet Ray, Kevin Nash, Magnus.
Who's this?
Magnus, excuse me.
Candice LeRae.
Magnus and Mickey James, their kid. Jerry the King, Booker T, Matt Hardy, Tommy Dreamer, Rhino. Jack Hager, you guys doing anything for your YouTube channel for Rumble? We'll be here.
We're definitely going to be here.
We'll definitely be on and doing it. Ravi says, D, do what I do. Watch both one on one screen and the other on your laptop. Okay, so Travis does that a lot. He will have some of that stuff on one. But you cannot pay attention to what is happening.
You can't be 100% invested. In boxing, I can't sit down.
Yeah.
So I have to stand up and I pace because I get so excited. In the main event, I usually don't do it on the undercard matches. I will if they're good, but that's how I watch boxing. So I'm like, I have to like be in it. So I can't do that and try to watch the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine me, what's that called when you pacing around with a computer in my hand with people over. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is wrong with you?
Well, I get a little antsy from a boxer.
Ravi's like, no one I know pays for pay-per-views. Yeah, and you're also in the UK, Ravi. It's a little bit different there. Wags says, and Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy!
I think you said Mr. Kennedy that you had met him somewhere in another post, but yeah. Chris says, I'll remember the theory that Steph went out with Macho Man, but I don't know how she would have been like 16 probably or even younger.
Yeah, the rumor is she was younger than that.
Pretty sure she probably did. Luke says, why did autocorrect pit Sean at the start of my post? Oh, I don't know, dude. What were you trying to say? Were you saying I have?
A missile drop kick lands right on her back.
Jonathan Mitchell in the chat. Hey, Jonathan Mitchell. How's it going with your message retracted?
Hey, Jonathan.
I can't watch my mouth because I don't have a mirror.
You watch your mouth when you're talking to me.
F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb. What waffles? Chris says, Travis, what are your thoughts on Tiffany Stratton? Blah, drool,
she
blah.
got some fake boobs, and that will put her in the top.
Travis literally heard that she came back.
I was on Twitter.
Made us turn it to it. You could see it.
I was on Twitter, and somebody said, "Hey, did she get new boobs?" And somebody else said yes. And so I had to turn on NXT, then rewind it, found it. It's true. The rumors are true. Tiffany Stratton now has a rack.
Robbie says, D, most of the wrestlers do drugs. What you gonna do? Okay, so it's fine, but they don't advertise it, Robbie.
They're not promoting it.
I don't give a shit what you do in your personal time. But if you're doing it backstage in the goddamn locker room in front of other people, and you're promoting it with your little 420 brother, 420 bro, 420 bro, on your fucking shirt, yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Like, you're out there and little kids are looking up to you, fuck off. I don't care. I do not care how it's legal or illegal in states of this state or that state or whatever. No, we don't promote that.
Well,
crap.
it's just like cigarettes. Like, cigarettes are legal, but you wouldn't want a wrestler out there promoting cigarettes.
I want to see a wrestler wearing Winston and Marlboro Man.
The
I want
camel,
a goddamn
camel.
wrestler to come out as the Marlboro Man. The Marlboro
And tell everybody to
Man.
smoke.
And tell everybody to smoke cigarettes. Jesus. So if it's like Mandy Rose, what are the chances that she will be back in the WWE in the future? Chris?
I think it'll be pretty high once her channel calms down. Right now, a lot of people are watching her, but I have a feeling that that'll
It'll
dissipate.
calm down and stuff. And there's a possibility maybe she'll just have kids and go off with her life into the sunset. Chris says her promos are great, but damn, she looks so hot. Tiffany Stratton.
Her promos are terrible.
Sophie says,
Like her
he
voice.
probably meant that. But
Oh, okay.
he said her promos are great, but he probably meant aren't great. But
Right.
damn, she looks so hot.
Yeah, she looks good.
Sophie says one theory stuff stepped down because of the rumored deal between Saudi and the WWE.
Yeah, well, obviously that didn't happen, so that was wrong.
Sophie says, what happened? Why am I seeing black on here? For some reason, your stream went dark.
Oh, I have no idea. Refresh it. Your page. Because it's still light on mine.
Robbie says, yeah, I will look on my box for the UFC pay-per-views near the time when chicken dinner for me. Wags says March is a good month. My B-Day 3-1 and wife's 3-20. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Film says, hey guys, look, I gotta go. I have lots of words. I have nothing else to say. Lost words. Nothing else to say. Love you guys. Big hugs, big heart. Pico, let's play later. Same thing goes to you. Bye. Peace out. All right. Bye, Film. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. You take care. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, thanks for taking us up to that 2-hour mark.
Chris says, here comes Paul's girls. Ugh.
Did she just beat Io Sky legit?
No. I don't think it was legit. I think it was garbage.
That has... Look at it. It's right here. Yeah, she...
Pico says, oh man, wouldn't it be great if these two win the women's tag titles? Barf.
No.
No, I don't think any of it would be good. Robbie says D is dressing up like me and for the Rumble stream. Robbie, stop. I know you'd get off on that because you're a big fan of hers and you have like her poster in your room at home. But dude.
Is it above your bed?
It probably is because he probably, to it.
Ew,
Chris says, wonder if Paul is being blown off by his plaything, aka No Knees Tegan Knox, while watching this BS matchup. Jonathan Mitchell with his message retracted again. Thanks, Jonathan. Luke says, yes, I was trying to say I have. That's good. I figured there was an I in there somewhere. Pickle's like baby shark? Yes. Wag says, a favorite wrestling diva?
Tori Wilson.
I really liked AJ Lee.
Hey, look.
She was around. I don't know if she was a diva.
Look. I didn't notice her before.
Who is she?
Nikki Cross?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just out there
So Nikki Cross was just standing right behind the announcer's table.
She's just playing with her hair, staring at the camera or staring at Kevin?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like she's just staring at him like she wants to murder him.
And Bliss is coming out next. Makes sense.
Does make sense.
So you got the Sanity girl versus the
baby
Blister.
child, the little child.
The Blister.
Nice.
She's the face of evil. Like Dominic's changed from prison. She's the face of evil. WWE's upside down right now.
Just like, ask Jesus, come to all's heart, and that another word I don't like. Jesus? You're telling me you don't like Jesus? That's not very cool. I was like, oh my gosh, they waited to entertain D this late on to Raw with this match. Pickle's like Camel Joe, that's more PG. There you go.
Right?
Wag says Drew Maverick 6. Yes, something, right? I mean, come on. He's like, D, ain't it best to teach the kids the real world from a young age, I guess? Shouldn't they be learning that shit at home from their parents, not on a wrestling thing that's supposed to be for entertainment, fun, sport, whatever you want to call it? And
I mean, Scooby-Doo did
people.
it. Scooby-Doo was teaching drug use.
Were they, though?
Yes, Shaggy was always high.
Nobody knew unless
Esther.
you were an adult. And you aren't going to be like, but he never, like, had shirts that said it. Harley says, I still remember when Jeff Hardy faced Sting in TNA Impact Wrestling. Jeff Hardy was all messed up on pain medication.
Oh, I'm sure.
Taylor killers. Taylor killers. John says, I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am Shark King of the WWE of the SmackDown brand.
Woo!
Cool beans. Chris says, a Bliss time. And Robbie says, oh, yeah, I defo knock myself silly to me. I am pictures. Would not be surprised. You're pretty gross. Wag says, which Samoa Joe you like, WWE, NXT, TNA, or AEW?
It would have to have been TNA when he was younger. I didn't like him in WWE, and I'm not a huge big fan
I
of him
don't like
now.
him at all. I've only been watching this for 3 years. I fucking hate him. Looks like Lita was my fave. That was Luke's fave.
I like Lita too, but she don't have a butt. If Lita had a butt, it'd be a little bit different, but I do like the red hair and the boobs.
Wag's favorite diva was China, hands down.
Like China was great.
Robbie says Bliss is such a mug. Chris says Bliss and Tiffany Stratton, sexy time. And Luke says Nikki Cross has been standing in weird random places the past few weeks like a crazy lady about to storm the wedding dress sales weekends in New York City that happen every year. She does look like she's plotting something by curling her hair like she is.
Wackadoodle.
Robbie's like, lots of kids are not as naive as you might think. It's not about being naive, Robbie. And I'm talking little kids. Like you see little kids out in the audience all the time, right? 5, 6-year-olds. Little kids. Little fucking kids that look up to this dipshit out there because he jumps around and he's fun, right?
Yeah, kicks his shoes off.
Pickle says this is not a babysitter show, but actually scratch that. This is all I watched in my formidable years.
I'm pretty sure I grew up with wrestling too as a babysitter. So.
Oh, formative years, not formidable. But formidable might be good too, right? Formidable years. Wag says, Travis, I got in trouble in 3rd grade, told my bus driver to suck it. Robbie says, D, always thinking the worst of me. Robbie, can't help it. You just bring it out. People is like, formative. What the fuck words, right? So sometimes I wonder if that's not why Danny pushed the principal down the stairs. That's because of wrestling.
I don't know. Some scary shit. He was unhinged.
Still, those stories crack me up. Your guys' bullying stories. It's like bullying adults. It's like, alrighty then.
Yeah, he pushed the principal down the stairs. And these weren't stairs this school was built in the 1800s out of concrete. Like the stairs are worn down in concrete. It's so old. And yeah, he pushed the principal down those, broke his leg and bloodied his face, and or it was his shoulder. It broke his shoulder, so he had to have a sling the rest of the year. That's from Danny.
Jesus.
3rd grade.
He's all mad, angry little cuss.
He's like, oh.
I know how to get rid of you. I'm mad.
You're in trouble.
I don't know how to use my words.
Then he left. He goes home, which is across the street, and he gets in his treehouse, and he hides up there when the police come. His police are trying to get him out of the tree.
He's in 3rd grade. Fucking poor kid. He's probably scared to death. I don't know what to do.
Daddy's probably listening. He's like, you're forgetting. Because there's something else I'm forgetting, but I can't remember what it was. I can't remember how they got him out of the tree, but he's like, fuck you, you know? Like, I can get out of that tree. I'm not getting in trouble.
Right? Oh, Luke, you know what? I wasn't even going to watch it. Like, the person who made it, I don't agree with her views for that Velma shit. And the fact that they fucking ruined anything to do with... Even other people are like, you ruined a childhood favorite by doing the garbage that you did. Like, seriously, the woke crap has gone to the point of no return. Like, it is fucking ridiculous. When you have people who are like, what the fuck? And you're doing shit like that, you need to be canceled.
And then they take the 2 prettiest and they leave them white, if we're going to get into the race part of it.
Yeah.
And then they take the lesbian and they make her brown. And then they take the drug addict and make him black.
I do understand that.
Like,
I was like, what the fuck? People were so angry, they canceled it. They fucking canceled it. People got so fucking angry.
It's over?
They did one whatever season or whatever, and it's fucking canceled. Like, it is canceled.
I didn't know that.
I don't know about the Velma thing, but the other shit, fucking canceled. Like, canceled. Like, from what I heard and read and stuff, I was like...
I haven't seen anything like that. I was just like, why are they making... Yeah, that's... I don't know.
That's...
Anyways.
Sorry, people. It was Luke's comment. I just haven't read it out loud yet. Anyways, Luke has said...
Here comes Esther.
And I'm not planning on watching it. Not even a little bit. I could delete it off of my HBO Max. I would. Anyways, it says, oh, warning, do not watch the new Velma show on HBO Max. It's so weird and horrible. It's adult rated. Velma, Daphne, and Fred actually murder people they investigate.
What the?
That isn't even my half the problem. The whole thing is a fucking problem. And the stupid bitch that wrote it and does the voice of Velma, fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her.
Was she in The Office?
Yes. And she wrote part of The Office too and did stuff with that. But it wasn't anything like this shit. Wags says 5 days of bus and 3 days lunch detention. So during detention, I make wrestling signs.
So the Cowboys scored again?
It looks like it. That's what you gotta do. Did you make the signs of suck it so that you had the signs then? Just kidding. Robbie says, so do you, Travis?
Are they going to kick a extra point?
Who's coming out alive from the torture cage match next week?
Becky. Becky wins that.
Jonathan says, I am changed my profile. Cool, Jonathan. You change it. Robbie says, D likes a bit of HBO. Harley says, yeah, WWE got me in trouble a couple of times in school till the teachers suck it.
Yeah, I never said any of the catchphrases. Plus, back when I was in school, they didn't have
suck it was not a
that
catchphrase.
Kind of stuff yet. That was more of the DX stuff.
Interception.
No.
Or not an interception.
It was a touchdown.
Oh.
He scored it. It's clean.
Unless he touched. Almost got it.
Unless he stepped out of bounds in one of those 2 steps. You can't step out of bounds and come back in and catch it.
So he might not even have gotten it.
I think Esther's done. She's stale. Like, it's over.
Lady.
I like her, but I think it's just stale.
Chris says, one time I played wrestling in the yard. I did a FU, aka Cena's finisher, on the grass full force and made a kid bleed out the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll happen. Robbie says, who the F is wasting their life watching Nikki Bella getting married?
You know, I bet you there's somebody that watches that shit. My ex is probably one of them. She liked that Total Bella stuff.
I can't even say I've even watched like one episode of any of this.
I'm pretty sure I saw a couple in the first season. Like, Bree and her sister went to a hotel and she got all drunk and was doing crazy shit.
Oh, wow. Wags says, and my BFF did the big puppy. Oh, gee. Robbie says, D likes that woke crap. Robbie, don't. You're trying to be cool now. It's just not.
Here comes the blister.
Piccolo says, I missed half the conversation. What show is this? And Robbie says, yeah, they also make out that the black guy is a criminal also in shows. And Wax says, Pump, holla if you hear me.
Oh, yeah.
Big Pump.
When I was doing my amateur bodybuilding stuff, I used that. His entrance music
What's your thing?
was my pose music.
Nice.
It's the cop siren.
That's funny. Robbie says D Defo watching Loki. People's like, oh, the new Velma on HBO. Gotcha. Yeah, that thing. Chris says, I wish they could cancel BS wrestling storyline quicker than the woke shows, right? It looks like Minnie calling. Ugh. Why, Luke? Why? You better retract that fucking message right now, Luke. You better fucking retract it. I do not want to see her hideous name on my screen.
Who is that?
The stupid bitch that made that Velma crap.
Oh.
Wag says Vinnie Mac, Eric Bischoff, Tony Khan, Paul Heyman, Dixie Carter, or Triple H. You pick as owner.
I'd have to hear the first one. Like
Vinnie Mac, Eric Bischoff, Tony Khan, Paul Heyman, Dixie Carter, or Triple H.
Yeah, definitely I'd have to go with Vince. I mean, he built $1 billion company, and all those other ones are out of business, basically.
Most of them. One of them's trying to get there. Pugel says, interesting cast. Dennis from It's Always Sunny plays Fred. Wag says, I made the signs on posters saying Awesome 316 just whooped your ass. Well, there you go. Luke says, The Last of Us show is actually good so far. I was shocked.
Oh, they're fighting.
There it is. They're fighting.
She's got to get her earrings
She's got to
out.
get her earrings out real quick. She doesn't want to have her floppy earrings around.
Bliss is getting manhandled.
Robbie says D would watch Nikki Bella getting married. No. Chris says new Bliss theme mixed with old theme. Wag says you guys like Barmageddon.
You know, I have watched a couple episodes, and I don't watch it enough, but I want to go back and kind of watch it just so I can make some of those games for summertime.
Right.
Those games look so
Just the
freaking
games.
fun.
Just the games.
And then he missed it again.
Somebody. Oh my God, they're trying to make him feel better. Fuck him. I'd be like,
He kicked the top of the upright. That's 4 missed field goals. By the way.
4 missed extra points.
Extra points.
Somebody take him out of the game.
Like, it doesn't even matter at this point.
It doesn't, but still. Like, that's fucking messed up.
Okay, that was a bad snap. That was a bad snap. Yeah, I don't know how you missed that. Watch, he hits the top of this upright. Watch, bink.
It didn't even hit the top of it. It was like a freaking 2 feet away from it. What a dumbass.
Like, he's a professional at this.
Piccolo, the score is 24-0. Cowboys. Luke says, is the cowboy kicker blind or what? What the fuck?
I guarantee I can miss 4 extra points for the Cowboys.
I know I could. Robbie says, no one cares if Vesta thinks she's the strongest. She's just the twattest. Exactly. Chris says, LL Bliss versus Bianca. I know we ain't in Memphis, but whoop, that trick. Wag says, remember the Diva matches back in 2000 to 2006?
I remember a lot of them. I would tune in just to watch half of those.
Robbie says, it's a blind leading the blind in this wrestling match. Sure. Oh, look, it's Uncle Howdy.
Good.
Somebody's screaming. That's kind of weird. Chris says Lily Doll. Wag says it was pretty funny. And looks like that kicker about to end up reported missing after the game.
Well, you know if it was
a close game and if they were going to lose, like if it was based off that, yes, I would say yes. But since it's 24-0 right now and they're in the third, it just how it is. Luke says that and Robbie says, how they not scored at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I couldn't tell you.
Cowboys are playing lights out.
I guess.
But Tom Brady is the second half quarterback, and there is still 25 minutes left in this game.
I guess he forgot. I guess the Buccaneers forgot to bring what they were supposed to do. They just forgot to play football.
Hey, their special teams is kicking ass. They blocked 4 extra points. That's huge. Like, you don't see that very often.
Chris says Uncle Howdy, and Wags is like, this too, Dallas kicker, how embarrassing, making millions, but yeah, can't score shit. I don't know. Vindicator says wherever Raw was tonight, they should never go back. The crowd has been dog crap all night.
You can't blame the crowd. You have to blame the wrestling.
Yeah.
I say it all the time.
If the
wrestling was better, the crowd would be better.
I know I wouldn't. If I went to an event and
Oh, I'd be chanting. I'd make the best. I wouldn't
What's
care.
her dumb butt came out. I would be booing as loud as I possibly could. I would get a megaphone to boo that dumb bitch. Reckoning.
Oh, right.
I'd be like, boo, you stupid cunt. You don't know how to do fucking anything. Boo! Boo! I'd be that lady on The Princess Bride.
I'm going to go out and say you don't need a megaphone.
Boo! I'm bringing a megaphone. I'm going to find one of those that you can just like compact in.
It's like this.
So you just fold it up and you compact it. And pull it out.
Hey, the Cowboys
paper.
The Cowboys just got a turnover, and now they're inside the 20. So they're going to score again. Will he make his 5th attempt at an extra point? That's 20%.
Maybe they won't quite make it to a touchdown.
What if they have to go for a field goal? I don't know if he's tried a field goal. For some reason, I thought he tried a field goal earlier, but maybe he didn't. But fuck. Can you imagine if they score and he misses again? He might as well just walk home. They're in Tampa Bay.
Just
walk back to Dallas.
He'll find us. They won't ever find him. He'll walk right into a swamp game and a gator.
Oh, that's what it was. It was a very low snap. Brady snagged that though. That's pretty good hands. And then
and that guy dropped it. What a jackass.
Okay, so that I don't think that was a catch. I think they're fine.
They're going to put it as an incomplete pass.
I think so. I don't think
They're going to get that lucky.
You have to do a football move with the ball in your hand. And personal foul on somebody. So are they saying that they hit him in the head? Or is that Tom Brady there? No. Yeah, he didn't catch it.
Are they going to say there was head-to-head contact, too, while they're at it?
Well, yeah. Well, there's a personal foul for sure.
Interesting. Oh, man. Vindicator says, so neither WWE or NFL was exciting tonight. Well, if you call it was a fumble, they ruled it on the field as a fumble.
Yeah, but that Barmageddon, I would definitely like to watch that again, just to pick up the games off of it.
The only exciting thing then about the NFL is that guy that can't get an extra point to save his life.
That shit's comedy.
It's a good thing it's not a close game or he'd be fucked. Like, fucked. If you were under any kind of pressure, oh my god. Maybe that's the problem.
Make
He's
it.
not under enough pressure.
Like, just toe punch it. Anybody can make it toe punching it.
Right? Robbie says, good for us to get clarted. She deserves a few months at home. Looks like because the Bucks are overrated. Oh, is that why?
Overrated.
Like, I should have went out to the pool hall. Right? Wag says, what's your thoughts on Young Rock?
I've never seen it.
I haven't watched any episodes.
I don't watch a lot of television. I just watch kind of wrestling.
This is the most television that we actually kind of watch.
But, I do have cable, so I can watch those, but I haven't watched it.
Pico is like, sure, whatever, you Travis. Chris says, speaking of racks, Travis, do you remember Ashley? She was a blonde girl. She was in Ruthless Aggression era, like in 07 to 09.
Yeah, I remember her. She was really pretty. She wore the little skirt. Like a little, it was like that long. Bronson Reed going up against Tazawa.
Wag says, as the one-hit movie, you jackass. Robbie says, no one apart from D watches S-Town Plus for the love of wrestling. Right? I didn't even know what happened. Why is like D with a megaphone? What are you trying to do? Reach Australia? I probably already can. And Luke says the penalty was on the Bucks lineman for shoving a cowboy to the ground.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's dumb. Wag says Tom Brady would be great basketball flopper in the NBA. Luke says the fumble will be overturned. He was down by contact. Robbie says,
either that or he didn't fumble it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he had possession, but either one, you're right.
Robbie says, how are the Cowboys playing? D loves her reality shows, and Travis liked Melina.
Melina was good. Melina's the one that fell into the splits. The one that Bliss wrestled and did the splits, and they had to split off last year in the Rumble.
Oh.
I think.
I have no idea. I forgot all about it. I don't watch
all right,
reality
Bronson
shows,
Reed,
Robbie.
belly to belly. That's it. Nope, kicks out.
Okay, buddy. Vindicator says,
Is anybody a Bronson Reed fan? Anybody? Look in the crowd. They're not even looking in the ring at this point.
how many of those people out there are so excited to see this belt? Look, that guy's yawning!
Nobody's actually looking at the ring. They're talking to each other.
Like, what in the fuck? I'm so glad they brought back this Lard.
Oh, that
because
guy's
if they
looking.
didn't, I mean, what else would they do?
Well, they have Otis, so maybe they're planning on getting rid of Otis. Because you don't need a lot of guys that do the same thing.
I'm pretty sure that Otis is probably gets a better pop than this.
Just do Otis, Bronson Reed at pay-per-view next week. Listen how dead it is.
Guys, it is so quiet in their crowd.
You could literally...
That is on the wrestlers.
You could hear a pin drop.
I mean, they were like, oh, because he got smacked in the chest. That would probably hurt. He's a little guy.
Usually the crowd will at least go, woo, when there's a chop.
They just went, oh, like, oh.
They should start chanting like they do in England right now, but like, we want somebody else, like anybody else. We want Vince.
Right? Vince.
This is terrible.
You suck. You suck.
Start chanting.
You suck. But not in a good way. Vindicator says Talitha was blessed with the gift of gab and naturally built-in megaphone. Too bad she can't transfer those gifts to Sir Irish Patrick on commentary. He doesn't generate excitement either. Is it?
Oh, he's an Aussie?
Yeah, he's from like South Australia or some crap. Luke says, have you two seen the new official teaser trailer for Wednesday season 2? Me and Jade are so excited. No. I have not, Luke. I don't get on there to see those trailers.
Nope.
I have to still finish season 1, which I'm almost done with, but I kind of forgot about it because I have a weird brain. Robbie says, so how are the Cowboys playing?
They're
I don't really
winning.
feel like they're playing that exceptional.
Well,
they're playing mediocre.
I feel like Brady's playing terrible.
Yeah, Brady and his team are shit. Like, they're playing like shit.
Tazawa flies over the back. So if Bronson's supposed to be so good, why is this match lasting so long? This is a jobber and a half in Tazawa.
Poor Tazawa. I mean, come on. Poor guy. It's not even right.
A Hurricane Rana.
Chris is like, here's Jonah, a.k.a. Bronson. I can't stop eating Reed. Oh, is that his nickname? I had no clue. Looks like the Cowboys playing good. Whatever, Luke. Don't try to give him something that's not there.
If you want to blow sunshine and freaking rainbows up their ass, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
but it's not the truth.
He just got lit up.
Wags wants to know your opinion on Stacy Keibler.
Always loved. She's got legs. That was her music. But yeah, you gotta love Stacy.
Who was she? Did I see her in that one? Was she in that Rumble that one year?
Probably not. She hasn't come back. She was the one that dated that actor that was in Ocean's 12. They dated for a while.
Which actor?
Des Till Dawn.
Oh, Clooney?
George Clooney, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they dated for a while. But anyways, no, she was a wrestler. She was in WCW for a long time as Miss Hancock. And she wore a little skirt and was a secretary.
She was in that Rumble, I thought, or came back that one year, or she did something.
She's got super long legs. That's about all I could tell you about her.
Pretty sure that she was
She's got a tiny torso and long-ass legs and arms. 1, 2, and 3. 4 minutes, 16 seconds.
I was like, trusty to spot the guy yawning. Hey, I don't blame him for yawning. This was a snore fest of stupid. And I'm not sure if people really are, like, doing anything in the crowd or if they're pumping weird noise in because nobody is doing anything. Because, like, I really wish Jack was in his place and Bronson Reed went back to NXT.
Yeah, Djokovic or whatever.
Yeah. Robbie says no one is excited in the crowd. They are in a coma.
Fuck.
Wag says, I see so many fans talk on phone at Fastlane pay-per-view when I went to Cleveland show. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
like,
people love their phones. You know, it's nuts. But just be there and enjoy it.
Right? Robbie says in England the crowd would sing songs on how bad the two wrestlers are. That's what I want to see. Look, that person's clapping. No, there's one. I saw
that
it.
Good.
I saw one person.
That was good.
clapping in the background for this loser that I don't even know why that's back. You bring nothing. You bring absolutely
Seth
nothing.
Rollins. Monday Night Rollins is in his house.
Wag says this had to be a J.J. Dillon or Bruce Pritchett show written up tonight.
Old J.J. Dillon. Is he in there?
Vindicator says, crowd hasn't cheered loudly for anyone tonight, though. Whole show has been a bore, which has been a trend for Raw lately. SmackDown is hardly any better, except when Roman comes out.
Right. Well, blame that on the booker. I think people just got super excited that he came back and then realized that it's not better. I personally enjoy the matches being longer.
Right.
But the booking is bad.
Yeah.
So the matches are bad. They're just longer, and I like that personally. But it's starting to get a little wrestling heavy, and you're starting to lose a little storylines.
Yep. Chris says, or they will start chanting, no knees Tegan. Tegan clap, no knees Tegan. Luke says the trailer is on YouTube, no spoilers on the trailer, but Wednesday breaks the fourth wall talking about how everyone loving the show has been torture to her. She thanked everyone for the torture. Nice. Robbie says, oh, when Travis sings, he sounds like a country singer.
Oh, yeah.
Wag says, a.k.a. Mrs. Hancock, she was.
Old Hancock.
Indicator says, message retracted. And Wag says, Bubba Ray and Devon. Robbie says,
Get the
Tazawa or staying home next week then. And Luke says, this is Stacy Keebler. Well, that's nice.
That's what she looks like.
She looks like that URL. That's
exactly what she looks
hideous.
like.
That poor woman. People's like, for the E, Stacy was a valet for the Dudleys. Vindicator says, I think crowds don't get invested anymore because WWE is in a constant state of flux. I was like, do you love it when you comment on when something is shit? Vindicator says, I guess Seth will wake everyone up with his obnoxiousness. God, I hope so.
He's back.
They're in Cincinnati. I don't even know why the crowd isn't excited. Like, Cincinnati seems like the type of crowd that would want to murder people, but, you know, hey, what do I know?
Why would Cincinnati want to murder somebody?
I don't know.
They have the Bengals, and they're in the playoffs,
they
baby!
Seem like the type that would.
Hopefully they win next week.
Wags, I'm guessing that's a hole-in-one clap. I'm not sure what the... Is that a golf course? Not up on my emojis.
A hole-in-one?
Things. Pico's like, I'm on my phone while waiting for cold cuts at Walmart today. Don't judge me. Now, are you on your phone because you're taking pictures of the cold cuts? Because, you know...
That's what I think about Raw. That boy good. That boy good.
Robbie says, is Randy Orton retired? No.
Not yet.
Chris says Rollins is coked out tonight. Chris, he's probably coked out all the time if we're going down that street. Wag says, who will be Raw champs? Who will be SmackDown champs?
After what? WrestleMania? Or before
Royal
Mania?
Rumble. I mean, what champs are we talking about? Are we talking about...
Well, just all of them. Probably men, women, all that. The tag team.
Oh.
Because right now it's the Bloodline and then a couple women.
Oh, golf clap. Okay, got it. So they were like this.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a golf clap.
Not good. Let's see. It looks like, hey, that URL is a great pic of Keebler with something that will make Trav laugh. Well, I have to go click on it. Robbie says, D, you're better looking than Stacy. You got the natural looks. Chris says Cincinnati is where Mox is from. That's why. Oh, well, now we know what's wrong with that place.
That's when Scott Steiner, she'd dance for Scott. She did a chair dance for him, a lap dance. He, like, touched her butt in that one.
That's
Poor girl.
Funny. Boop. Gotcha, cat. Oh, hey, Jacob. You wanted to see him? Here's Leopold.
With his pink collar on. It's got dinosaurs on it.
Dinosaurs. You got dinosaurs.
He looks so
collar.
impressed.
You got your dinosaur collar on. You're angry kitty, huh? You're always the angry Siamese kitty. Angry Siamese kitty. Angry. Angry.
Why are you being mean to him?
Angry. Because he woke up.
Hi, buddy. Mom wake you up all violent.
Hi. What you doing? What you doing?
It's been an hour brushing the
Good
German
boy.
Shepherds today. Leopold gets ignored from the brush.
Hey, you stop that.
He's never been brushed.
I brushed him a little bit today.
Did you? Did anything come out?
Yeah, he has little hairs that come out.
Watch this dick move. Oh, he didn't do it.
He's like,
Oh, no, get out of my water.
He's like, I'm thirsty, Dad.
Go get your own water. You have water.
It's not as good as your water. Don't come over here and do that, you little poop.
Then just say together.
There's been a murder.
Must have been the right place. Must have been the wrong time.
Piccolo says, no, she was taking forever, so I pulled up a mobile game. Nice. Harley says the Smash is literally putting the Cincinnati Bengals are playing the Buffalo Bills next week.
That's an interesting song for this.
Yes. Robbie says, DLO never believes me. It's because you lie all the time, dude. You make up shit, talk with your butt. Wag says after Mania, for all Vince would say his favorite words, this is good shit.
Oh, yeah.
That guy right there.
Mr. Big Boss Man.
Mr. McBoss, man. This is some good shit.
Some good shit.
That's right. Luke says Stacey Keebler was 18 when she joined WWE. She was younger when she was in ECW with which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Robbie says, didn't know there was
known
a name for claps. Haha. Yeah, there's what they call like a golf
Gonorrhea.
clap.
The clap.
And there's also STD clap that Travis wants to talk about all of a sudden.
Gonorrhea.
He likes to talk about gonorrhea, I guess. The clap.
The clap.
Actual
Hey,
clap.
look, that's who's all going to be there, guys. No Hulk Hogan.
Oh my god, the next week, WWE Legends?
The Bella's going to be there. But no Hulk Hogan, that's weird. I don't like that.
Yeah, we're going to find it out right fucking now, bitches.
6-way elimination match.
6-way elimination.
Seth coming out first.
I was like, didn't know there was names for clap. Oh, Jonathan says, I'll do love God absolutely or absolutely not. Love the God. Robbie's like, Stacey was a hoe. Looks like, Robbie, you think every woman is a hoe. Knock it off. Robbie's like, oh my gosh, the Bellas. Once again, he calls them a hoe. Which one of them probably is a hoe? Wait, they're both hoes. All of them are hoes. Which twat waffles.
Ew.
Ew.
It's just a disgusting term.
Chris says, Carl also gave a lap dance to Scott Steiner in Impact. I love that. Why? He called himself the big bad booty daddy. Big Papa Pump.
It's because he's got all the freaks because of his peaks.
Wags. And in other news, the Cowboys fired their kicker and hired Pat McAfee, and he'd be their punter and kicker for XP and FG.
Something, yeah. They got to do something.
Louise. Luke said, couple picks for Travin coming, LOL. Luke says that, and Chris says, no Hollywood Hogan? Why says, Luke, Stacey Defo was. Wag says, I picked Seth or Miz win match, screw Bobby Lashley. I don't really want Seth to win it, because I think it would put him in things that we don't want him to be in. That one. There's Stacey in her job interview.
Well, that's how you get hired. Have you ever done that in an interview?
Usually no. I try hard to not get taken to HR for that kind of stuff. And then whatever that is.
Just Scott again. She had those long legs with a butt. The legs went all the way up and made an ass out of themselves.
Wow, that's crazy. Surprised that could happen. Robbie says Hollywood Hogan need a few booters to get through 3 hours of Raw.
Right. They'd have to do that at the beginning of the show.
Luke says, Robbie, unless you were in the room for her supposedly being a hoe, hush. And this pic shows just how young Stacey was when she started. Chris wants Finn Balor to win. Robbie says, Luke, even Ray Charles.
Oh, number 27 just tore his knee. Oh, poor guy. Yeah, that ripped
who?
the ligaments off the bone. 27.
Number 27?
Yeah.
Ew,
He's done.
I missed it.
That's the end of his season.
They probably should stop the game and cancel it.
They could.
Just cancel it completely.
They're not going to be able to continue.
All those Cowboys can't continue. They're all going to be so upset that he's not going to be able to stay there. They should probably cancel the game.
Baron Corbin.
Sure, Jonathan. Wag says, do you guys feel WWE ruined JR by letting him leave?
No, not necessarily. I feel like JR should have probably hung it up already.
I haven't even seen him on AEW. Does he do Rampage?
Does he come
now?
in at that last hour still, or not
No,
even
he
that
doesn't.
no more?
I
Maybe
haven't
he's fighting
seen him.
cancer again.
I haven't seen him on there for a while, so I don't even know what's going on. Robbie says the cat gonna knock everything off the shelf.
That's his
Yeah,
plan.
That's usually how it works with a cat. He has a cat. So he was like, how you liking Raw tonight? Well, you know.
It's fine. It's moving pretty quick. I'm okay with it.
Jonathan's a Carolina Panthers fan. Sweet.
And here comes the Almighty.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What you doing, weirdo? Chris says Ryan Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler, brother on AEW Dark, another one who would be pushed but doesn't. Not surprising.
How many guys are in this match? 5? 6? So Bobby came out 5th?
You stay out of that stuff back there.
Who the hell's going to come out last? I don't remember anybody else in there.
Seth?
Seth's already in there. He came out first.
Finn?
Finn's already out there.
Corbin.
Already out there. Oh, wait. I missed somebody. Maybe Dolph. I missed Dolph. My bad. My bad. Wait, now I don't see Dolph again. Oh, he's on the bottom. He's on the floor.
Chris says that. Jonathan, who has got Raw
Hey.
and SmackDown hat? Travis has Raw and SmackDown hat. Just kidding, he just has a SmackDown.
I don't have the Raw one. That one is the Street Profits, that red one. But I do want that Raw hat. Like, so if you know anybody that has it, I will buy that. But you can't find it. That hat is like extinct or something.
That's crazy. Robbie says, which wrestlers do you not want to win both Rumbles? All of them. Oh, are we fighting? Nice.
Are you being so weird? Why do you have your microphone on the leg?
Fell off.
All right, the match has begun. I'll start my timer. Sorry about that, guys. All right. And so it's just an all for an all. And they went to commercial without even telling us they were going to a commercial. But not only did they go to a commercial without telling us they were going to a commercial, they went to their own commercial. Like they had plenty.
Funnier.
They had plenty of time. Austin Theory. I like his kicks.
Let's see. This is where Stacy's debut was, and she was 18.
Okay. Yeah, but she was in WCW first.
This is her WWF. She was in the other one, and she was even younger, according to him earlier. And close.
That's nuts.
And open.
Why are you trying to ruin things?
What?
Why are you trying to ruin things?
Nobody's ruining anything. Stop being a weirdo.
Trying to ruin my whole live stream.
Nobody's learning your live stream.
Wag
Wag says Cowboys will lose once again and not make yet another Super Bowl, making Mike McCarthy fire his ass. Jerry's cancer-free, and he's on Rampage every Friday. So he's just doing Rampage now? Okay. We were kind of wondering if that was what was going. We don't really watch Rampage. So.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch that one.
So he
I
says, do you think we will see stars from AEW appear on Raw like they did when they celebrated Cena's 20-year anniversary last week?
AEW stars? No.
Not for this 30-year thing. I don't think it's as important.
I don't think Triple H cares enough about this to even care, and I don't know if Vince cares enough about it. It doesn't seem like it's a big event. I mean, you got freaking X-Pac on here, for crap's sake, coming back. Mm-hmm. If you bring an X-Pac back, that means garbage.
Luke says Robbie Ray Charles can see you're a sausage wallet, but we don't say anything about it. Robbie's like the almighty, he's taking the piss with his long entrance. Wag says check eBay for the hat. You know what we do every once in a while? I
need to obviously put something out there, but without having it there, you can't even set a reminder for them to remind you that it's back on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be nice. Like even somebody pop it up on there.
Sophie says, I guess they go commercial free at random times now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they go commercial free at all, but I'm sure they'll start the match while we're at commercial. Don't worry.
It already started.
Oh, did it start before?
Yeah, they were fighting the whole time.
Are you sure it started, or they were just fighting
there was
each
a bell, and then everybody attacked each other.
other? Okay, good. Robbie says, Travis, same
Touchdown.
question to you on the Rumble. Which
So,
wrestlers
Brady-
do you not want to win both Rumbles? All of them?
All of them but Cody. I mean, obviously, I want Cody to win because it makes the most sense storyline-wise. Especially what they're doing with him and his dad and how his dad needed the title, like never got the title, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That is a touchdown.
Wow, they finally got some points.
Yeah,
Damn.
that was a great throw. Maybe he just needs to throw 40 yards longer every time.
Maybe.
Anyways, and then with the women, I would be okay with a lot of different women winning that. I just feel like Rhea...
losing.
Right, which means everybody else losing. Who do I not want to win? Dominic. And in the women, Mia Yim or Io Sky or Dakota Kai or anybody that Triple H brought back at this point. Except for Bray. I would be okay with Bray won it. It'd be weird as fuck, but it'd be weird.
I just don't feel that they should put him in any of that stuff yet.
Not now.
Chris says Grayson Waller in theory would be biggest asshole tag team. Robbie says Luke keep getting hard over Stacy, and Luke says she was younger than 18 when she was in WCW and ECW. She's one of the reasons age requirements were put in WCW and WWE. Chris says, Travis, do you like that girl Lyons from NXT?
Yeah, I love Nikita. Yeah, there's a few girls. Hey, look at the Super Bowl or the commercial over on the football. That's the You People. Oh, it's got David Duchovny.
That's funny. No space is safe. Oh, Jesus. From Family.
It's You People.
Jeez.
Definitely looking forward to that. I love that Netflix is advertising it on TV.
That's good. Luke says Stacey looks good, but is not my type. LOL. Jonathan says, which is the WWE brand? Was Armageddon 2004 Raw or SmackDown?
I couldn't tell you.
Sophie says, I wish they give us a commercial-free main event like they have done in the past.
Yeah, that would be cool. Do you guys remember when they did SmackDown and Raws on separate, and they had a pay-per-view for each one of them? They would do a pay-per-view of like just SmackDown's pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
Raw pay-per-view. It was like in 2015, 16, somewhere around there.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was after the network, so it was free if you had the network. So you weren't paying $50 per pay-per-view.
Huh. Luke says, I'll stick with Lita and Christy Heem. LOL.
Yeah,
Wag says,
Hemi.
your Rampage gets Hulu recorded, then I watch SmackDown because of Pat. Sophie says,
Yeah, Pat hasn't been on there for a minute. But
yeah, he'll be back, though. The college stuff's done, so we should be seeing Pat McAfee back on commentary here pretty soon. Sophie says the WWE has been doing that lately by starting the match during the commercial, and we don't get that much of the match.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that.
Sophie says, don't give WWE any ideas about who you don't want to win the Rumble because they might change their minds.
All right.
Ravi says, no knees knocked should get eliminated straight away. Yeah, maybe she'll fall out and break her knee.
I feel like there needs to be some quick eliminations, and Dominic would be a good one for that.
To just eliminate immediately. Sophie says, Bobby Lashley and JBL do have history with each other.
Do they?
Ravi says, is Sunny still a broke ass? And as Luke says, Sunny is in jail.
I think she's not getting out of prison for a minute.
She ain't getting out of prison for a while.
She
Then
killed somebody.
She killed the person. Jeez Louise, lady.
With the drunk driving. So like minimum manslaughter. So 5 years or something.
Chris says Mr. Kennedy wins Rumble. You posted cringe is back in the chat. Hey, posted says, do you remember me from last week's Dynamite? Sure do.
Sure do.
Thanks for hanging out with us again and coming in. Sophie
Yeah,
says,
we appreciate
the split pay-per-view was interesting the first time they did the brand split all those years ago.
Yeah. I just hope that they get bought. They only do 4 pay-per-views a year if we have to pay for them.
Oh my God, they didn't get an extra point either.
They went for 2, and then there was holding on the Cowboys, but I guess they didn't count it.
Oh, alrighty then. I guess I wasn't paying attention to that part.
Yeah, I was holding on to him. They went for 2 because if they score 3 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions, 3 2-point conversions, it would have been 24.
Yeah, that was probably not a smart idea.
No, just kick
Hey,
your
buddy.
extra points. Take the points when
Are you
they're
gonna be
available.
angry? Hi, bud. Boop, boop, boop. You gonna be mad? You gonna bite me
Miz is
more?
kicking some trash right now. He's in there with Dolph. Is Dolph on Miz's level?
As in like...
It's just good enough.
I just
Like,
don't...
I feel like Miz is on another level. Finn Balor's probably on Miz's level. It's weird because Miz is a small guy, and he's just as big as Dolph and bigger than Finn.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not a big guy.
No, he's not very big. Vindicator said, all the hype for this game, and it's the worst of the playoffs. Brady has 1 foot out the door headed to the Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, God.
You think that's where he'll end up? I was thinking the New Orleans Saints.
Don't be mean to those teams, guys. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do them dirty. Looks like I remember that, and on the big 4 pay-per-views would be the only time SmackDown or Raw people would be on own show. And for a while, WrestleMania was the only time they wrestled each other.
Yeah. It didn't last very long, though. I think people didn't like it.
Right? So he says, remember when they brought back the split pay-per-view, when they brought back the brand split? Robbie says, Dio Man is so brutal on no knees knocks. Robbie says, no
curb
draft.
stomp!
Luke says, be on same show. Oh, yeah, they would be on the same show.
Is it pushing the time? Oh, wait, no, it's elimination. I was like, is it over?
No, it's elimination.
So Miz is first eliminated.
Now we're down to 5. Miz was eliminated first. Not surprising. I'm surprised he was even in it. So he says for some reason they stepped away from doing split pay-per-views. You spotted says Jaguars versus Chargers was wild, bro. It was. It was a pretty crazy game. Yeah, considering they came back and won it by 1 point.
Yeah, and it was 27-0.
Wag says, is Sasha the tag team with Paige?
No. That didn't happen. Tony Storm showed up.
Tony was the tag team partner with Paige.
Yeah, and they told us a week in advance.
Yeah, they already had picked her before. And then Sheeta came down and kind of was upset.
Screwed it up for everybody.
Screwed a lot of stuff up. Robbie's like, did Sunny get life?
No, she hasn't been convicted.
She didn't get life or anything, but she's probably not going to be...
They're not going to put her out on bail so she can go get drunk and kill somebody else.
Right. So he says also Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views are like a couple weeks apart from each other most months. Robbie says the Miz done the same moves forever. Harley, you know what, Robbie, so do all the other wrestlers. I don't know why it's such a big deal.
John Cena does 5 moves.
He does the same fucking moves all the time.
The Rock does what?
The
5
same
moves?
fucking
4
moves
moves?
all the time. He doesn't do anything new since he first started to the end of his career.
It's not what moves you do. It's how well you do them.
Oh my God. What difference does it make? Harley's like, I would love to see James Storm leaves and TNA come to WWE to reform a tag team with Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode had neck surgery.
Yeah, I guess he got a broken neck.
Like, they didn't even tell us. Like, there's been nothing on it. And all of a sudden I was on Twitter and he had posted a picture about his neck surgery. So I have no idea if he's ever going to wrestle again. Yeah. That's some scary stuff.
Let's see. Luke's looking up some stuff about Sunny. Maybe 13 years she was sentenced, but maybe they haven't had the sentencing yet.
Oh, maybe they did do a trial. I didn't think they had done a trial.
He says, hold on. Gave him the wrong Sunny. It's all right. Chris says, Travis, do you think they should push Daddy Magic Matt Menard to be better than Chris Jericho?
Yes, as in Chris Jericho now. Not Chris Jericho in his prime. I don't think he'll ever be that guy, but Chris Jericho now, yeah, absolutely. He's one of the best talkers in wrestling. He does those old-fashioned promos, and you just got to love him.
You spotted. It says, imagine Saraya tags with Mercedes Moné, the person who injured her for years.
Right, put her out. It's like a belligerent, like at a bar or like in a fight.
What are you doing?
As you pulled him away, he still wanted it.
Why are you being so weird? Stop being a brat.
It's a belligerent.
Harley says, and I like Shotzi and Tegan Knox. Well, I mean, a lot of people do.
Like
I'm not a
Shotzi.
Tegan Knox fan.
Not a Knox fan, but I like Shotzi.
Wag says, I Google Armageddon 04. It was SmackDown. Ah, nice. Well, there you go, Jonathan. There's the answer to your question. Robbie says, the lad Savage, who I follow, is trying to get Paige on his wrestling podcast channel. Good luck for that one. You posted says,
you might be able to do it. She is in the independent circuit now. It might not be that hard to get.
Might not, but I just feel like she's big enough with all the other stuff that she's done that she probably wouldn't on smaller channels. So I don't know how supportive she is of that stuff.
Right.
You Spotted says Tony Khan was having a heart attack, bro. Sophie says people thought Paige partner would be Sasha Banks because they announced that tag match a month in advance.
Yes.
Chris says, yeah, we need beer money reunion. James Storm and Bobby Roode.
So bad. Been saying it forever. And now with Triple H at the helm, he likes tag teams. There's another touchdown for the Cowboys, by the way.
Oh, they got another one.
Will they get an extra point?
Maybe they'll go for 2.
No, they won't.
Luke says, LOL. Luke says, oops, hold on. And Pico's like, our champion Superman punches his ass off. Right?
Right.
I mean, that's all he does.
Spear.
Spear.
And
Superman punch. Spear. Superman punch. Oh, sometimes he does
what else did he do?
a clothesline every once in a blue moon.
Does he? Nice.
Luke says, Google gave me the wrong Sunny. Bobby says, D, you're making it out to be a big deal. I'm only saying. Sophie says, I wish they brought back the split pay-per-views. Maybe it would work this time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he did it! He kicked the extra point.
He got one finally.
He split it right down the middle.
Good for him. Somebody gave him a good pep talk. Or is it the same guy?
Cowboys kicker makes the extra point. He's 20% tonight on extra points. He's 1 for 5.
People's
for
like,
him.
and Randy does the same set every time. Yes.
Well, it's because that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's how wrestling works.
Wag
Dawkins
says
does the
Storm
same
sucked
thing.
in
Ford
NXT.
does the same thing.
Sophie says Roman also have, 6 or 7 moves? Exactly.
The point
I
is
don't think he has that many.
you know whatever the other wrestler has, and then when you wrestle each other, you know what you guys are going to do, so it makes it easier to work with people. Like right now, Seth and Dolph.
Sophie says, will Jinder actually make NXT watchable?
I think so. I think he might actually even take that title off Braun. Not today, obviously. I think they'll build him up a little bit, but they might be doing that same Mandy Rose thing with him.
Maybe.
And with that big guy in Veer in his corner, so the whole toxic, it's the triple thing.
Right.
The 3 of them.
Robbie says, theory on commentary. Doesn't he ever shut up? Probably not.
No.
And Nick's like, no, Sophie. Pico is like, NXT is an afterthought. Luke says, Sonny was sentenced to 30 years, but eligible for parole after 12. Damn.
Oh,
ouch.
poor thing.
Sophie says, Bobby Roode has been out for, 8 months?
But she did kill a guy, so
Yeah.
can't feel too bad for her.
Robbie says he has been talking to her from what he was saying, so it's possible he could get Paige on his channel. Maybe. Chris says, Shotzi Blackheart, White Christmas all day, baby. Gross. Robbie says,
Yeah.
30 years. That's life, basically. And Sophie says, have you guys watched that Last of Us? No.
What is that?
I don't know.
It sounds
Some
familiar.
show, I think.
I might have, because it sounds familiar.
I think it's a series, though. I don't
Oh, if
think
it's a series, then not a chance.
Robbie says, is the crowd doing wild now? Kind of.
Well, yeah, they're a lot louder. We still have 5 men in this. The Miz is the only one that has been eliminated. He was eliminated by a curb stomp by Seth Rollins at the 9-minute mark.
Wag says Eric Young was good in NXT with Sanity. You Spotted says, finish the lyric, carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Yeah. Eric Young got mad at me and called me names.
Robbie says Charlotte and Roman have the same moves. Wag says, you can do it. Yes, yes, yes.
You can do it.
You Spotted wants you to finish the lyrics. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
I know the song, but I can't.
I can't think of the lyrics either. Luke says the Cowboys going to want the kicker as NFL MVP over Mahomes after making that extra point. He totally turned the game.
Head to rest, and don't you cry no more.
So he says The Rock and Triple H have a pretty great feud during their active days. Harley
So
says,
Dolph get eliminated there?
maybe. Harley says, I would love to see Beer Money versus the Usos.
Yes, absolutely.
Robbie says, DM being sarcastic on theory. He's not said a word. Nah, I'm on about the NFL crowd going wild. Oh, those guys. Yeah, because that guy got an extra point finally. Oh, wait. They're probably not in Dallas. They're in Tampa Bay. Luke says The Last of Us just came out as a series. It's based on a popular video game called The Last of Us. So probably not gonna watch that. So if it says James Storms is a talent that the WWE never could get locked down in a contract
So-
they were going to
Yeah, they had him,
during
and then the pandemic hit. So they had him in like March.
Mm-hmm.
And then Obviously, they did a lot of cuts, and so they didn't bring him fully on board. But yeah, that would have been sick if they could have just locked him down. Mm-hmm. So Seth Rollins has pinned both The Miz at 9 minutes and Dolph Ziggler at 16:30.
Wow.
So he has got both of the wins so far. Now we are down to 4. We got Baron Corbin still alive, which is a surprise to me. Finn Balor,
That is a surprise.
Bobby Lashley, and Seth.
I figured he'd be the next
Rollins.
after Miz.
Me too. I thought he'd go first, to be honest. But
Yeah, that's true too. Bobby says, haha, go on, Travis. Please sing more. It's such a vibe.
right.
Wags, with the 100th pick and draft, Cowgirls pick a kicker.
They better.
You posted, it says, carry on my wayward son. There will be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more once I rose above the noise and confusion just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion.
Right. Do you guys remember the Raiders drafting a kicker with their first pick?
I think you've talked about that before.
So the Raiders have taken a kicker with not the number 1 overall pick in the draft, but with their number 1 overall pick. So with their first round pick, they have taken a kicker before. It has been done, so the Cowboys could do it.
Good.
I don't know if there's a kicker of Sebastian Janikowski's stature out there, but
That's funny.
he was this big fat guy from like Russia.
Oh, God. That sounds terrible. Vindicator says, alrighty then, Delatha and Travis, you guys be cool while you're spoiling Leopold, and I will see you for a rowdy, explosive crowd on Wednesday Dynamite. Bye. Bye. Then. Piccolo says, I'd be surprised if it were based on Uncharted or GTA, but really, The Last of Us? I guess. So
is it a video game?
It's based on a popular video game called The Last of Us. It's a series that came out based on a video game.
It makes sense. It's probably the end of civilization.
Possibly.
Is that game we have? No, that's Horizon.
Sophie says James Storm has been in and out of Impact forever. You Spotted says more lyrics. Robbie says Baron, how he's still in the match rolling.
Yeah, that's
More
what we can't
lyrics
understand.
from
And over
you.
Dolph, too.
Posted. Sophie says, I can't wait till baseball season officially starts. I know that song too, but I don't know the name of it. Wag says Jankowski. Chris says, do you think Eddie Kingston would ever be AEW champ, like even for just one night or a week?
No. I don't think he's on that level.
And Luke says, plus James Storm is in his mid-40s and said he doesn't want a long contract, which is what WWE was offering. He also said when the pandemic hit, he definitely didn't want a long contract when no one knew how long crowds would be gone. True.
Yeah, and that's true. And like Dave Bautista, he didn't want to go into the Hall of Fame, for crap's sakes.
Right?
I think they ended up canceling it, didn't they? That Hall of Fame.
Right, you Spotted. Thanks
What?
for the song
Two,
serenading.
and so
Can you
close.
please stop putting lyrics in the chat for a second?
We
Thanks.
almost had an elimination right
Robbie
there. Baron
says
Corbin
never
almost eliminated Finn Balor.
Bring back happy Corbin, even though D liked the gimmick. Oh, stop, Robbie. Harley says, I think another good tag team for the Usos to face will be the Motor City Machine Guns, Alice, Shelley, and Chris Sabin.
Yeah, there's a few good ones. Those guys, I don't know with the age of Chris Sabin and stuff, but and the other one that would be really good is the what's the name? Briscoes. The Briscoes. I would definitely like to see that. And it looks like FTR are just waiting out their contracts at this point. They posted on Twitter that they're going to not wrestle for the next 3 months or so. Let their bodies heal up.
Nice.
And so I think that's when their contracts expire anyways. So we might not see them until right around that Monday Night Raw after Mania, maybe.
Right. So it was like, I know James Storm was thinking about coming to the WWE before AEW was a thing. Yep. Piccolo says the song is called Never Gonna Give You Up, Sophie. And Luke says,
Never gonna give you up.
Up.
Never gonna
Fill up the chat,
you
please.
down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy about like the stuff, but yeah, that's a lot of lyrics, dude. I won't read them all. Sophie says, I could see Batista finally get inducted into the Hall of Fame to make up for not going in 2020 because of COVID.
I guarantee he does this year. He's going to headline it.
He'll be the headliner. Looks like autocorrect on one tonight. Yeah. Robbie says, D, you're new. You never impressed. You're a hard woman to please, ain't you?
2 yards
Just
away, guys.
LOL 100. What?
Tampa Bay gonna score. That's it.
Oh no, poor Seth.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
No, Seth kicks
it.
out.
Sophie says, do you think FTR would come back to the WWE with Triple H in charge of creative now?
You never know what's gonna happen.
Wag says 1. Janikowski, first round, 17th overall in 2000 NFL draft. 2 was Russell Ruxelbin, first round, 11th overall in 1979 NFL draft. 3. Steve Little, first round, 15th overall in 1978 NFL draft. Kickers.
Unbelievable, taking a kicker with your first overall pick.
That's funny. Chris says, hello, Travis, do you like the group called Chicago? I love their songs.
Oh, yeah.
Music. Peter
Cetera, that's their lead singer.
Hey, look, Omos out there.
Omos. So is Omos coming out to help Bobby or hurt Bobby?
Like, what the freak? Is it because he said no to MVP? That's weird.
I don't think so. I think he's coming out because they're going to put them all together. Look at Bobby's about to get speared. Big clothesline, big lariat style clothesline.
You posted me personally. I think the Bella twins should be taken out of the Hall of Fame. Ooh,
what?
Ouch.
You can't take somebody out.
Well, whatever. They do it all the time with people.
Whoa!
Sophie says, will Tom Brady never retire? I know he's supposed to retire last year before he changed his mind. He's tried to retire a couple times, Sophie, and then said no. So,
well, of course he's going to retire at some point, but I don't see it. He could play till he's 50.
True. Robbie says Seth has saved Raw, to be fair, from being a sinking ship like the Titanic.
He just got sacked, though.
So it says Omos and the Hurt Business makes
Finn.
sense. Robbie says the Botch twins. Seth just got rid of Finn. Oh, this is weird. That's strange.
So Corbin's still in this.
Really?
Obviously next to be eliminated.
That's insane.
I thought Bobby was going out right there.
Seth, Bobby, and Corbin are left, huh? Damn.
Oh, he misses.
Oh.
Gets pulled to the outside, thrown right into the crowd almost. Into the other barricade. Now Seth lands on his feet like a cat. Super kick right into the bottom of the chest.
Right, meow.
Oh shit, Omos just threw Seth.
Ouch.
He almost broke his leg.
Ooh.
If it would have got stuck in that chair, who knows what would have happened.
That would have been bad.
Baron Corbin's a big dude, but it's funny looking at his, because his size is like huge, and
Right.
Omos is way bigger. Spear by Bobby! 25-30.
So if it's like Brett Favre and Tom Brady, I always get them confused. How?
Yeah.
How could you get Brett Favre and Tom Brady confused? Brett Favre never played for another team.
He did.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm. Played for the Vikings.
Oh. He was dumb too then.
Theory just hit Bobby Lashley with the
dummy.
title. Look at Omos. So Omos could easily take this title off Theory.
True.
Because of how they push him.
You posted, it says like, bro, Mark was in WWE for like 30 years. Bellas was in for 5. That's crazy. Vince was smoking something, I'm convinced.
Yeah, they do things in a certain way.
They do things very strangely sometimes.
Seth Rollins just takes out Austin Theory. They curb stomped the Giant.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Here it comes. Seth could win this.
Picola says,
Oh, MVP just got kicked.
MVP. Picola says Omos needs the nickname Hammer
Spear.
so Graves can call out to MVP. Please, Hammer, don't hurt
Here
him.
it is. Bobby takes it.
Robbie
26-42.
Nikki got cooked in her match against Ronda. Picola says, okay, I'll stop with random 90s hip-hop references. What? So cool. You posted says, also Cedric Alexander needs a push. Robbie says, is the Britney Spears an effective move? What?
The Britney Spear.
Sophie says, is that where she flashes her panties but she doesn't wear any?
The spear.
Britney Spears move.
Yeah.
That's the Britney Spears move.
Right.
That I know of anyway.
Who does the spear? I guess it'd be Charlotte. She'd be the only one that does the Britney Spears in the women's.
Sophie says, but it would be interesting how they make Omos and Bobby to be together after they feuded with each other in storyline. Yeah, but that was because of MVP, right? Piccolo says he was drafted by the Falcons for a cup of coffee as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had his rookie cards for the
Says
Falcons.
Vince was hanging out with Riddle. Nice. Robbie says MVP should start wrestling again. No. And Luke
Is his knee better?
What the fuck? Did that commercial just say the Pro Bowl was going to be flag football this year?
Jesus. Well, that's what the NFL's heading towards.
I thought that's what they already did.
Well, with their quarterbacks.
Sophie says, which footballer retired last year, Brett Favre or Tom Brady? Wag says,
Well,
that
Tom
Kirk
Brady
Stump was
did, but he
banned
came back. Favre's been gone for a minute. Why are we calling him Favre?
because it's more fun. Because that's what it looks like it should be said. But it's Favre. Robbie says, so is the Britney Spears an effective move? And Luke
Yes.
says, Favre has been retired. Pico says the Britney Spears is when you shave your head all randomly. Carly says,
Bobby
good night,
Lashley.
everyone. See you all for Dynamite. You post it says, I miss Randy Orton. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be coming back either.
I
That's
worry
the
about him.
Sad part. I mean, for what it's worth. All right, everybody, that's the end of Raw for tonight. Thanks for joining us. If you have been with us tonight, looks like Bobby Lashley won that 6-man elimination match to get his chance at Austin Theory for that, whatchamacallit?
Intercontinental Championship.
That thing.
On the 30th anniversary next Monday. It should be a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The show. It looks like there's probably going to be a lot of highlights, though.
Yep.
So maybe highlight high, low wrestling,
True.
even lower storylines. But it's also the go home show to the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just kind of happened to fall in there. So they probably will do stuff storyline-wise to get us to the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, should be a pretty good Monday Night Raw.
Hopefully it will be. Robbie says, Cola, you know that from doing it. You posted says, I don't care if he's not wrestling. I just want him to be healthy. Yes,
Yeah,
we all
at
want
this
him to
point.
be safe and good and can live his life and do stuff, right? He has kids and a family and stuff like that. Luke says, okay, night all. But good night, Luke. Thanks for hanging out with us. Wag says, yes, flag football is happening this year. Bullshit. That's fucking dumb. Wow, they should just give up on fucking NFL and just put it.
You
just
know
get
what
rid
I
of
would
it.
like to see him do with
What
the
a
Pro
bunch of
Bowl
garbage.
is just take guys, have them voted or however they can get there, and do like a skills challenge.
Yeah, do
So,
the whole
like,
skills challenge out there for 'em.
So, you know, sprinting and defensive back work. So the DBs will be going up against a quarterback and just doing defensive back work.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receivers will be running. You could have sprints. You could have tackling drills or something like a hybrid practice or a combine or something just to see who really is the best.
Right.
Like definitely 40 times would be in there, but you could have your most accurate quarterbacks and who can throw the deepest and who has the strongest arm and things of that. I think that'd be kind of a fun little thing instead of actually playing the game.
Right.
Because the game at this point, I mean, if they're going to flag
On
football,
football, you might as well not even have it. Why even bother?
It's done.
Like, that's fucking just
Put
stupid.
a cork.
I mean, they don't even do that shit in baseball. They actually have a real game. Jesus, give up. Anyways, Robbie says Theory ain't losing. Pico's like, touche, Robbie. And you posted says, I'll be at the 30th anniversary show. Nice.
We're good.
Robbie says, cool, ha ha. And Wax says, be safe. Nice talking to you guys. I'll check in again. 100. Great show from you guys. Thanks. We'll be here on
We'll be
Wednesday
here on
for
Wednesday
Dynamite.
and Friday, obviously.
Robbie says, who the F thought Barmageddon would be a decent watch? No wonder live TV is dead. Exactly, Robbie. That's why our TV is now off.
I did turn it off. But it is fun to watch the games that they do on there.
You posted, I hope Regal will be there. You want him to be at the 30th thing? I don't know if he will be on
He cannot
TV.
be on TV
Can't be
for
on
a year.
TV for a year, according to his contractual stuff. So I doubt you'll be seeing him. Anyways, thanks for joining us, you guys. We really appreciate it. We will be back again on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. You guys take care. Good start to the week. Have a good rest of it.
And thanks for watching Wrestling Guy. Bye-bye.
Bye.